All right, I'm live. Welcome.
What's up, guys?
I'm live?
Let me go check my YouTube stream.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. The title says it all.
Title says
Really?
it all.
Go on.
Watch Accent go live on my other channel. This is not coming up in my live.
Oh no.
Please. Oh yeah, I am. Okay, cool.
New
gotta
avatar's out. Let's
Just
rank.
Make sure I don't dox my
Okay,
email
mine's-
address.
The only thing I want to do is go into the stream and... Oh no, I don't need to. Wow.
Yeah, I need to go into the stream.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Bear with us, everybody. But I think this is already save changes. Sweet.
Okay, Lily, get away from my keyboard. Thank you.
What's the category?
I put film and animation.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I'll do that too. Okay, sweet. My shit should be all good to go.
Yep, I think I'm good. Audio working. No face cam. I was too lazy to set it up.
Yeah, no face cam here either, but I'm gonna start using a face cam. I gotta buy one.
Yeah.
You guys can finally see my expressions. I got these fucking ads on the side of my screen all over the place.
Ads.
Yeah. I need to.
You gotta use an
you're-
ad
you're-
blocker, bro.
Goes over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, bear with me,
We're
guys.
both using. Yeah, we're both using Opera GX, which has the built-in ad blocker.
Sorry, guys.
No ads.
Please
Browse the
forgive me.
internet safely.
Opera
All right,
GX.
everybody. So this
Tier
is
list
a-
time.
Our tier list. Gabe, do you want to explain the categories we're kind of looking at
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the
so-
actors here?
So
Oh,
we just finished the
let's get
show
into
a couple days ago.
Mm.
We're all
Mhm.
pretty big fans of the original
yeah.
cartoon.
Mm.
We all grew up with it, so we have a pretty deep
Yes.
connection there. And so yeah, the way we're gonna go about this is we're gonna have three categories that we're kind of gonna discuss on each character. One of them is the accuracy to the source material, in this case the cartoon.
Yep.
The second one is going to be their acting skill, just how
Right.
we feel about them as an actor, how believable was their performance. And the third one
Right.
is going to be their likability and just how well they did with their
Right.
character, how if they made it their own or if they were just likable in the first place. How we just felt
Something,
about watching them while they were on screen.
I think I should bring up two. Like, we're not going to like. Well, I don't know, maybe we will, but like, we're not going to like fully be like, oh, they weren't exactly like this in the cartoon, so they're
Right,
they're worse. We do understand
No,
that
yeah,
the live
we-
action needs to be slightly different and have its
Yeah.
own twist. So, like, we're keeping that in mind as well.
Yes.
I expect alteration, of course.
But who are
How
we
do you
starting
zoom
with?
this in, bro? How do you zoom this?
Oh, Control Plus
Control plus.
or Control Scroll Wheel. Actually, will do the
There we
trick.
go. There's no more fucking ads all over my screen. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you.
Okay, that's much
Clutch.
better.
So, I can kick this off, guys. Would you guys like to start with, Paku?
I've got all of mine.
What? Who? Paku?
Yeah.
Aku?
Paku. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with him.
That's not
So
a bad
how do you guys,
choice.
How do you guys feel about Paku? First,
So-
how do you guys feel about his accuracy to the source material? You feel like
Here, and
he
you go first.
he was good?
Oh, I think he was decent, but I think he was a little bit more like reserved than he was in the cartoon. Like
I honestly
he just was
found
kind
him
of there.
more likable in this
He was
show
more-
than the cartoon.
His
He's kind of a-
character was more likable in the live action for sure, but I think he was meant to be dislikable. Do you know what I mean?
for sure, which he was dislikable in this, but he had this like weird turnaround where all of his
Yeah,
years
he
of
had.
his however old he is, all those years of feeling that women are inferior just kind of like went out the door, which is a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But in this case, it kind of was a.
That's
quick
kind of what I'm
change,
getting at when I
where-
say
I
he
will
was a
say-
little too reserved.
Mhm.
Like he was
He was
like,
kind of sidelined in this show. as
Yeah,
well.
that's what
Like,
I'm
we didn't really
saying, like-
see a lot of him, which was kind of weird because he plays a big role in Katara and Aang's water building development in the cartoon.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, Paku.
Acting ability, he did a good job.
He was good. Yeah,
Yeah, he was
good.
believable.
Nothing
There
to
was
like write home
no
about.
no
but-
complaints.
Choreography was good.
Choreography
Yeah.
was good. I liked the fight with.
Yeah, he actually did pretty
Katara.
good. I'd say he did. I'd say
He
his
looks
acting
exactly
was a
like
solid
Paku.
A or B.
Yeah,
He also looks exactly like.
I'm gonna
Paku,
put him
that's
in-
for sure.
I'm thinking C or
I'm thinking
B.
C. I'm thinking C.
What do you guys, William? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking there wasn't
Or
really
B.
a whole lot to go off of. So
Yeah.
I was actually
But
thinking
yeah,
B.
I'm thinking C.
because
I'm gonna give
he
him,
did
I'll
pretty
give him
good
the
acting,
benefit of the doubt, yeah.
but again, there wasn't a whole lot to go off of. But I did think he played Paku pretty well, especially with like the very limited amount of screen time he
Oh.
got.
Yes.
I'll give him B as well.
I can agree with that. I'll throw him in the B tier there. Paku, not too bad. You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Alright,
Yeah, I
so
am.
We did water. Avatar: The Way of Water. Let's transition to fire.
The
Okay.
Way of Water. That's the movie, brother.
So let's talk
Wrong
about.
Avatar.
Blue People movie.
Oh shit! Did I?
Yeah.
Oops.
Book of Water.
Book of Water. That's what it is. So I forgot this guy's name, but he has a really long mustache and like the red hat, the old man.
Oh, the priest
I
temple
don't think
guy.
we know his name. Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
a temple man.
Yeah,
so there's
the,
really not a lot to talk about with him, but I thought he
Yeah.
killed it.
He
I
was
don't even
actually
know-
cool. He actually
he-
ate it up. Yeah.
Is he in the comic or in the show too? The cartoon?
I would say so. There's like a lead guy in the priest temple that kind of looks like him.
Right. Okay.
I'd say he ate
Um,
it up, bro. Low-key.
Regardless, I thought he was a good addition to this show as an individual character.
Yeah,
acting
I
was
liked
good.
his.
I liked them.
I liked his moment with Zhao.
menacing personality.
Yeah, he had a good
Yeah.
moment with Zhao where he kind of just like got into Zhao's mind a bit and like planted a seed that kind of developed into what we obviously saw. What'd you say? Nah. Resume, brother. Come on.
Yeah,
But-
I have no complaints.
cool.
Like nothing really
Yeah.
good, but nothing really bad either. I'm gonna put him in B tier.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do B
B-
tier as well.
B
Because-
is fair.
I definitely think he did a good job in his specific role that he was doing. So that's enough to get him in a B tier.
I would have to agree with that one, good man. Good sir. Good gentleman.
All right, for the next one, I think we can all throw the Cabbage Man in.
S
What do you
tier,
guys think? S tier?
obviously.
Nah.
So-
We're going
he-
cabbage already.
he was good.
He played the cabbage guy.
You know? He was good.
He played the
Yeah,
cabbage guy.
I think it was a little mediocre.
Honestly, he could have been
opinion.
better. I feel like he.
I don't
feel
like how they built up to the cabbage
Yeah,
trope.
they
They
kind
kind
of.
of like they blue balled you like 4 times and then
Yeah.
they did it and I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of silly.
You know what the cabbage thing is? It's the equivalent of "Hello there." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
Like
Yeah.
it just kind of became a meme
Yeah.
to where like you're kind of expecting it the whole time, and then when they actually do it, it's like, oh, he did it, and then it's just
Yeah,
not-
they
I
were
think they
almost
took it
too
too hard.
self-aware of it. They were
Yeah,
too
they
self-aware.
were.
It was a
Yeah.
meme, and they were like, "Let's just kind of play with it." And like,
it didn't
fuck
live
that.
up to the hype at all.
I think that leads it to C tier, or
I'm going
maybe even
C.
D tier.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm not
like
like.
the actor did a pretty good job, but even then, C tier I think is
Yeah.
Yeah, I think C tier is.
reasonable.
I think C tier is generous, honestly.
Yeah.
I honestly do too. I'm like close to D tier just because
Yeah,
the more we talk about it, the
Honestly-
more I'm like,
yeah.
but
Yeah, it was cool, but there wasn't. I don't know. I might move it later. I'm gonna leave him a C for now.
I'll do the same. So, we only have 2 airbenders, but we'll go ahead and do Gyatso right now.
Yeah,
I honestly thought
Gyatso.
Gyatso kind of killed it.
I think Yatsu kind
I
of
agree.
ate it up as well. I really liked Yatsu. He had a
Okay,
lot more of a memorable role than what I remember him in the cartoon.
I thought he
Well,
was
he's not really even in the
likable.
cartoon.
That's
No,
what I'm
no,
saying.
Which
Like,
is
yeah.
kinda crazy.
that's what I liked so much about his addition. Like, and I think his actor did an incredible job as well.
Great acting. No complaints there, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly,
I thought
He
they
matches
honestly
the Yako in the
improved
show,
almost.
I would say.
Yeah,
I feel like his personality aligned with the one in the show very well.
Yes.
And all the
Cartoon.
extra stuff they added, it felt very natural.
Mm-hmm.
It did feel very natural. I'm thinking of
it's
a
a
solid
solid
A
A.
tier for him. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
yes,
thinking that
indeed.
too.
I think they
Right.
I think they killed it.
They really did.
Yeah.
They did a great job with him.
Yeah, that's a solid A tier for me. We'll swing back around to water. Let's go with the.
We gotta knock some firebenders out. There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of firebenders.
We'll do 2 firebenders after this. But guys, what's this guy's name again? He's like the leader of the Northern Water Tribe with the little goatee.
Oh, I forgot his name, but yeah, he's the father of
The princess.
what's her name?
The moon girl.
Starts
Moon
with an
Girl.
L or something, right? Lue. Oh, shit.
Yeah, something like that.
think
We all
he,
know.
What do you
Yeah.
guys think of him? I don't really remember him super well
Not
from the
about him, to be
cartoon,
honest.
but yeah,
He was kind of. Yeah.
he was
He doesn't really
alright.
have a role in the cartoon, besides just
He
being
was
this
just
girl's
there.
Right.
dad.
I think I'm gonna just. What do you guys think? C tier?
Yeah.
Um,
If we're gonna do that,
yeah.
we'll do the Cabbage Man down to D.
I already am. I'm way
Yeah.
ahead of you, brother. I moved him down to D already.
I'm going.
He's
I'm doing
gone.
this- I'll do the same. Yeah.
But
Cabbage
there's not
guy's
much to
in
say
D.
about him. He was cool.
There's really
he had
not
awesome
much
He was
fight
just
scenes.
there.
He was a good
Yeah,
actor.
He was there. He did have a cool choreography, like a well
That's true.
choreography.
I forgot
fight
about
scene.
that.
That
Do
was
we
really
move
cool.
him up to C?
Actually,
I thought he
I
was
want
pretty
to move
good.
him up to B.
Or that's what I meant.
Well,
B, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was a good actor, I would say.
I thought
Yeah,
he
cool
did.
fight
just
He was a
as
good actor.
Faku.
Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna put him on B.
He didn't feel weird.
I'm putting
Didn't
him
feel
in
out
B,
of
but I'm
place.
leaving Cabbage in D.
Agreed. Cabbage D. Okay. Okay, let's
Alright,
do.
Fire.
What's this girl's name? The one with the pink, Azula's friend. I forgot her
Ty
name.
Lee.
Ty Lee.
Kylie and the other one's May May or some shit.
Yeah. So.
What do
To
you
be
guys
honest,
think?
I didn't really like her.
Yeah.
she did.
She did kind of
she
a
was
very
background
poor
character.
job
She was just a background
as
character.
representing Ty Lee as well. Like Ty
There
Lee's,
wasn't a lot. Just a little bit. Play devil's advocate. There wasn't a lot for her to go off of.
yeah,
she didn't really
you're
have a
right.
part.
There definitely wasn't, but it
The
was
writing
like
did not do her any favors.
even. But I feel like even in the cartoon, when there wasn't a lot to go off of with Ty Lee in the beginning,
Yeah,
you kind
you're
of
right,
know who
Aaron.
she is.
That's true.
She's like
Yeah, but
a
she has
very
that Ty Lee
erratic,
attitude.
eccentric. Yeah,
Yeah.
She has a very like
And
memorable
specific attitude that
personality.
you remember. Exactly.
she's
So-
the opposite in the live action. Honestly,
I'm thinking
Right.
D tier for her right now.
I'm putting her in F.
Yeah, I'd be tempted
I'm putting
to put
her
her
in
in
D
F,
just because I don't think we've seen enough of her yet. I'll
but
give
I
her the
just-
benefit of the
she's
doubt
too
on that.
small of a character.
I guess so. Yeah, D
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay. Yeah, but you're right. She wasn't a Ty Lee in the
Just
cartoon,
wasn't-
which
Yeah.
Mhm.
doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but at the same time, like, why was she even there to begin with?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And in the cartoon,
then-
as dislikable as a character as Ty Lee is, I really like Ty Lee, to be honest. She's a very fun character. I think she's pretty cool.
Right.
In,
There is a certain
in
character
live
that
action. No.
maybe getting the F tier treatment that has a little bit of a bigger part.
Brother.
Yeah.
But
Oh god.
we'll do. What's her name?
We'll get there.
May?
We'll get there.
May?
We do want to do
May,
May again?
yeah.
Do we want to do Ty Lee and May? Just do both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking
Same
get them
thing.
both out of the way.
I think they're
Uh,
both D because they both
Yeah,
like.
I agree. Same
Honestly,
thing.
if you haven't seen the live act or the cartoon, I feel like you would guess they might be sisters because they both
Yeah,
acted very
yeah.
similar.
Yep. They didn't really have any explanation either.
They
so if
did.
you haven't seen the cartoon, you're probably just like, who the fuck are
Who are these people? Why are they there?
That's true.
I wouldn't
though.
have even known their
totally agree
names.
that they acted way too similarly to each other.
I will say though, she was probably more accurate to her counterpart in the cartoon than Ty Lee.
Yeah, so I want to put her
Definitely.
ahead of Ty Lee, but still in D tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like
do the
she's
same.
just gonna be a little. She's just gonna be, and then Cabbage Guy will be in between both of them.
I'm gonna put.
I'm like
Cabbage Guy
bordering
ahead of
F
both
tier
of
with
them.
Ty Lee, but I'm giving her the very strong benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
we
we
can
didn't really
switch it
see
later
enough.
if we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can go. Let's do the princess. Water. The
Okay,
moon
so
girl.
she was interesting.
She
I
was
honestly-
interesting. Okay, that's true.
She was more independent and more
Yeah.
like outgoing than she was in the cartoon, I would
Right.
say, and more
I agree.
confident. which isn't a bad thing. I think that was kind of a cool character twist for her.
Right.
I don't really have a lot to say other than just she was kind of cool, but she wasn't like
I
that.
found it
She
weird
didn't
that she was
stand
a
out that
waterbender.
much, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that
huh.
was a little odd.
But I can't like
I'm,
D-rank it because of that.
Right.
I think I'm gonna throw her in B.
I was
Honestly,
thinking C.
I think she did
but
pretty good.
What do you
C.
guys think of her acting? I don't have any
I didn't
complaints
mind
about
her
her
acting.
acting.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah, she was alright.
I'd put it on the same level as like Paku and her father. I think B or C is completely fair treatment.
I'll do the
Sure.
same. What do you guys think?
Either one.
B or C?
I'm gonna put her
kinda
in
open.
B.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
put her
think
in
she
B
was
as well.
worse than the other guys in B, but she definitely wasn't better.
Agreed.
You know, she was there. You know, she had she played her lines well.
She did her part. Yeah.
She
she
did her
didn't-
part.
Like shit the bed or anything.
We aren't going to like complain about like
Didn't.
how different they made her story in the show.
Ooh.
Because
Yeah.
that was kind of weird. If we were going to
That's
include that, I'd probably put her in C.
Then
I don't
I'd
like
put
how
her
they
in C
changed
as
her.
well.
Yeah, we'll try and keep like the show and the writing out of it as much as we possibly
Yeah,
can.
we'll try to keep the writing out of it as much as possible. You're totally right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about this, guys? Here's my hot take. Jet, S tier.
I was gonna say A, but S tier is totally valid.
He kind of
Uh,
killed it. He was very
um,
accurate for one. The acting was good.
I really liked him.
He looks a lot like Jet.
I
Um,
totally agree. He's a real hunk.
Yeah,
what do
I
you
guess
think,
if we're
Wayne?
talking about just the acting, then you're probably right.
Were you thinking
Because I
something
was-
lower?
I was going to put him in C.
C. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Give me your part.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear
What do you
it.
think?
But I was taking the writing into account too. I don't like
Mhm.
how fast. Like I felt like in 20 minutes, it was like, oh, Jet's cool guy.
What's
10
up,
minutes
Fox?
later, Katara and him are like making out, and then
Mhm.
10 minutes later, they're like betraying each other, and Katara. freezes
Yeah,
them.
that's true.
The pacing was horrific,
Pacing was
but
horrible.
that's the story, not the actor.
Yeah.
So if we're going to talk about the actor, now that I think about it, he actually played a really good Jet.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. When you
I-
put it
I
like that,
totally-
you're,
especially for like 20
you're
minutes,
right.
he had like no time to play Jet either.
Yeah.
So he did
Yeah,
a
he
really
didn't
good
have
job. Now that I think about it,
I thought his
so
I'm
I'm gonna put him in
thinking-
A.
his bravado and his sort of like his confidence, his look, obviously, everything that he did with the character and the time that he was given, I thought was done very well.
No, you're right. I'm gonna put him in S.
I agree.
But yeah, you're right. Writing wise, they really
S is-
shafted him. I thought that he could
Well,
have.
Definitely A or S.
I'm gonna put him in A actually.
I can do
Bring
A.
it down to A.
Yeah,
totally
S
cool with
almost
A.
feels a little bit generous. But,
I was.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we're gonna put.
I was
I think
just
if we're
kind of
gonna
trying to like. I
No,
was
I
just
get it.
testing you guys a little bit, you know.
I think
I'm putting
if
him
we're
in
gonna put
high A
Jet
though.
in
I'm putting
S,
him above.
then Gyatso.
We'll do an episode tier list
Ooh.
after this and complain about how awful the writing was.
Yes,
yeah, that one
yes,
we
you
can
will.
do. I don't know if I'll put him above Gyatso, but I definitely put him in the same little
I am
Yeah.
thinking though.
bracket.
The more I think about
Same
this, the
bracket
more
as
I'm like,
Gyatso.
could Jet have even been any better with the part that they?
No,
gave
he
him?
couldn't have. I think
gonna
he
put him in
actually did
S
really
then.
well with the part he
Yeah.
had. He played Jet really well. Good acting.
That's kind of how I feel about Gyatso right now too.
Yeah,
S is just so
Oh
sacred.
wow, let's
keeping
go.
him in
Guys.
A.
My headphones died.
Yeah, S is sacred.
Yo,
Give me a
Aaron's headphones
second.
dead.
That's a fat L. Aaron, can you
Let me
just
switch to my.
brief intermission here, guys? I'm
Breathe
liking this
intermission.
list
Do
so
we have
far.
an ad roll we can play
Yeah.
No,
right.
I can hear you guys.
to our
I'm-
one
I'm
viewer?
fine.
Hi, Fox.
Oh,
I
Fox,
see
what's
you there.
up?
Welcome.
Hey,
Fox, yeah, bro. Just wait till the end of the stream, and we can do that.
Hold on.
Alright.
Hang on, guys. Let me fix my technical difficulties here.
All right. I'll see who we're gonna do next. We can do. Who the fuck is this? I don't even know who that is.
What's next in the coloring? We did water. Jet's not a color.
I did
Fire.
two.
Guys, hang on.
I did two
Oh,
fire,
Earth.
and then
Guys.
I did no color. So we'll do an earth next.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a good one.
Wait, guys.
What, Aaron?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Give
can
me,
hear
give
you.
me a second. My headphones died, and you guys are
I
now
know.
no longer able to be heard in my.
Yeah, I know.
No, you guys
We're
can't
just
be
figuring out who
heard
we're
in
doing
my.
next. We have a lot of fire and earth.
Yeah, we'll do Earth. We'll do Boomy.
Boomy, yeah, let's do Boomy.
Boomy's an
Boomy was
one.
interesting. Yeah.
Oh man.
Feel free to skip ahead, guys, till when
Yeah.
we're ready for this.
Okay.
Meantime, how you doing, Fox?
I got it fixed, guys.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, Aaron.
So we're doing Boomy next?
We're gonna do Boomy.
Okay.
Does anyone have any
I
glaring
think I
thoughts
know-
they want to get out right away?
I didn't particularly
it.
like that he was played by someone like a young actor. I don't think he really did a good job. I also don't like that they changed Boomy to be some like really negative creep.
Yeah.
Like Boomy was extremely pessimistic and angry with Aang.
To be
Whereas
honest,
in the cartoon, he was not. He was very much
Ooh.
like trying to teach Aang and wanting to like just be playful with Aang more so than just be an asshole. You know what I mean?
that's
The
very
thing
true.
is, he tried to do that in the show too, in the live action, but it felt very like forced,
They rushed
in
Yeah.
my opinion.
It felt
Like,
very
right at the very
forced.
end.
They
It was
tried
just,
too
like,
hard. They
random.
like tried to juggle like the playfulness and the meanness and the
Mhm.
corruption at the same time, and it was kind of bad character writing, I feel like. And I don't think
Yeah.
the
Also-
actor did. I mean, I don't. Go ahead.
I gotta say, I think the character of Boomy, in general, doesn't really lend himself to live action. I feel like, in order to get him right, they would have had to change something about him, because something was just off.
Mhm.
Something made me really uncomfortable when he was on screen.
Yeah, I agree. Something made
Yeah.
me very
I don't know
uncomfortable
if
with
it
him.
was like the fact that he was a young actor and looking like an old dude, or or the fact that he was just acting like a creep, or both. But I'm gonna put him in D.
I
Or
think he
F.
got too much screen time too. I feel like a lot of the story was wasted on characters like Boomy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He got-
I'm low-key-
He got way too much. Like, there was no reason really to put him that high. Plus, young Boomy had like no part, so you didn't get that relatability. You didn't really feel like he was actually friends with Aang. They didn't have any chemistry together. Boomy honestly just fucking freaked me out.
I low key, I'm gonna have to agree with you, Gabe, and say, F tier. Like he was low key pretty ass. D or F for sure.
I'm
I'm
putting
doing
him
low
in
D.
F.
F?
Hang on.
Yeah, just like you were saying, like he seemed off. I don't think he did a very good job playing Boomy. That combined with the fact that I mean I can't really blame the actor for this, but the fact that they took a young character and made him old. Like for example, when he took off his shirt and like his face was super wrinkly and his skin was like
Yeah.
all smooth.
That was
That was
just-
dumb.
Weird.
That was
I
so
didn't-
dumb.
It was just
Like,
unrealistic and creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might throw him in F.
That whole
I don't-
episode was actually a fever dream, to be honest, because of
I
it.
agree. It was a terrible,
was-
terrible episode. Yeah, he's going straight to F tier. Fuck. Sorry,
Yeah,
Boomy, man.
We'll do F. He had a big enough part to put him in F too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Like just last thing, I don't think the actor himself is bad, but I think
No, he's a.
he didn't do a
he's a
great
fine
job with the
actor.
character, and that's enough
Right,
to
I
put him in
agree.
F tier.
That's a big agreement. Yeah.
So
Now-
after this, who's this guy with the white beard and the bun? That's not Roku.
That's the Fire Lord Sozin.
Oh, what the hell did he even do?
Oh
I
no,
don't
white beard with a
remember.
bun? No, that's Oh yeah, that's Fire Lord Sozin. Okay.
Yeah,
What did he
yeah.
even do?
Sozin.
He was in
Roku.
the beginning. He and
He-
Pot or what's his name? He and his name slipped my tongue. The Airbender, Aang's teacher.
Oh,
Gyatso.
Gyatso.
They fought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so him and Gyatso fight in the beginning, remember?
he
Okay,
laid
yeah.
waste to the
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
the air temple.
I think he did
Honestly-
pretty well.
I think he did really well.
I actually, I think maybe. What do you guys think? B?
I'm thinking B or A. I think he did a really good job. I really liked his character actually, and I was hoping to see more after that first episode, but clearly we weren't going to. But I think he did a really good job. So I'm thinking B, really high B or A.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him B. My memory's a
I'm gonna do
little
B, too.
fuzzy on him, but I
It's
have
way
no
too
complaints
fuzzy
about him.
to give him A.
Okay, I'll
Like I
agree
don't
with
want to
you
put him on
guys.
the same level of Gyatso and Jet.
Yeah.
But
I switched Jet to S.
I got Jet in A.
like,
High
I
A.
have no
Okay.
complaints about him. He played Sozin. It was kind of cool seeing him in the beginning. That was kind of neat.
Mhm.
We didn't see that
Really,
in the
really liked it.
cartoon. Him fighting Gyatso was cool as well.
Agreed.
I don't really like his choreography. I think it was kind of mid. I don't know if that was his fault or the director's fault,
hmm
but I didn't see like any martial arts in his choreography. He just kind of like hold up his hand like Iron Man and shoot fire,
Right.
which I didn't like that because in my mind, bending is like a magic system you wield through martial arts, so you have to do
Right.
the martial art to use it.
Right.
Granted, they did have a comment, but that's my only little complaint.
I would have to agree with you there.
Okay.
I put them
Sure.
in B.
I think he's a
I'll throw him
solid
in
mid,
high
mid,
B.
mid B. Mid to high
Throwing him
B.
in high B. I put him ahead of Haku, ahead of the father, ahead of the moon, and ahead of the other guy.
Okay, so now I think, what do you guys want to do?
Should we do Roku?
Yeah, let's do
Avatar Roku.
Ooh, Roku was a
He's-
weird one.
I liked his actor.
I thought the actor was all right.
They
didn't
changed
have a
his
big
Roku's
part.
character. They inflated his character. Like he was way too like.
He was a little, yeah, like flashy.
He
I
had King
guess?
Boomy vibes,
Yeah,
like from the cartoon.
yeah.
King
Yeah,
Boomy
he had-
vibes.
He
He
was a
played
better King Boomy
from
than
the cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
he was,
did-
better,
yeah,
he was a better Boomy than Boomy.
you're
I don't
right.
know. I'm thinking
Probably
C,
C.
maybe even D.
Yeah. Nah.
I liked
no,
the other
I'm
avatars a
throwing
little
C.
more than him. But I
Yeah,
just
I did
maybe
too.
I don't know. Was there even enough to put him in D? Like he didn't really do anything negative.
Yeah.
He just
I'm just
didn't
gonna
really
keep
give me
him in
Roku
C.
vibes.
He was
Like,
also
Roku,
there for
like,
like 3 seconds.
in the cartoon is like really wise and like likable, and this guy just I don't know. He didn't really give me.
He
was
felt
just kinda-
He
kind of.
didn't
was
remind me
very
of the Roku
awkward.
of my childhood. You know what I'm
Forced.
saying?
He was very awkward.
He
You know
was
what I mean?
awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
I'm thinking C is fair for him for now.
I'll do
Just
C because I don't have too much to complain about him, but
Yeah.
I also
Yeah,
don't have
there's not a lot
anything
to go off
positive
of.
to say about him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and just
He's
see
average.
Where
Put him
see
in
where
the
he
middle.
goes next.
Okay, so now you guys want to do the young crippled child?
The young crippled child.
I forgot what his name was.
Yeah,
I
what's this
don't know
guy's
his
name?
I don't know, but all I know is that he was the worst actor in the show, bruh. And he's going
He was
directly to F
terrible.
tier.
He's going straight to F tier, bro. That's 2 Earthbenders in F tier and
Like,
1 in
I'm
D.
sorry,
Wow.
bro. Every time this guy said anything, I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm not buying
just-
it, bro. I feel like your name is like John Smith.
Alright.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you live in
most
Los Angeles,
generic actor
California.
of all time.
like
He was very filler.
very.
He was just not
filler,
needed.
Not
he was
believable.
useless. His
Um,
acting was poor.
I'm sorry.
He
He
made
just
me,
didn't
like-
have chemistry with Aang. Not a lot of people
No,
did
he-
though. That's a later
His chemistry
story,
was
though.
Aang was very, very poor, and his chemistry with Aang was supposed to be very good in the cartoon. It was like they were supposed to be best
Yeah.
friends. Like, yeah, we're both flying. La, 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 la. But no,
Yeah, that was really rushed though. Like I didn't have time to actually like
realize
for that to sink in. It was like
or-
30 seconds of them flying together, and all of a sudden they're friends.
Also,
I'm like, oh,
Here's
Okay.
another
I know,
thing. With
I
this
know,
kid.
exactly.
This kid had like a big part in like 2 or 3 episodes. Like he had plenty of time to be like to like put his
I
mark on
know.
the show. But like
Yeah,
he
but he
was
just-
so mid.
And trust me, and believe it, he did put his mark on the show. A bad mark. It made me not want. It makes me not want to watch those episodes again.
Honestly,
those, were probably the weakest
those
of the
episodes
show.
are like the weakest ones.
Omashu
like the
episodes.
second and third
were
episode
poor.
really sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 2 and 3.
And part
The
of it was 'cause of this
Omashu
kid.
episodes were just so trash. It was because the 2 people in F tier, Boomy and the kid.
Yeah,
Like,
they
they
just
just-
did not deliver.
Fuck.
They had
They
too
were
much of a
shit
role in the
stained.
show
Yeah.
for like
They
how
were
much
shit
friend time they
stained.
had. Acting
skid
ability
mark.
though, skid mark. I gotta agree.
They're a
The
goddamn skid mark on
I'm
the
trying
show.
to come up with like an example because like it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah,
Yeah.
like his just acting wasn't very good.
I didn't buy into his acting. Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, F tier
So,
with Boomy.
F tier with Boomy. And then next, I think we're gonna do this water tribe lady. She got a big smile on her face. I don't know.
Oh, that's the healer
Yeah,
feature.
the healer.
F tier.
What the
She
hell?
was just pointless.
She didn't do anything. I'm doing F.
I don't-
F tier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She
that's
was-
what I'm saying.
She was
Yeah.
cringe.
Pointless.
She was cringe.
There
F
was
tier.
no
That's
point
it.
in
Moving
her
on.
existence. Yeah. There was
Cringe.
no point in her existence, bro.
Cringe. Period. Let's go.
I
Anyways,
don't like
move
how
on.
they freaking made her the person that was like telling Katara about the
I'm changing F tier to cringe.
the cringe.
Yeah, so far they have been nothing but cringe characters.
Yeah,
That's why
right,
they're
I'm doing
in
that too.
Cringe. Cringe.
Cringe is a good.
Do you include the E or is it
good
just
example.
R-I-N-G?
CRING. E. My bad.
Okay.
There's an E.
Just making
Cringe?
sure.
Cring.
But like, yeah, I don't like how like she kind of replaced the role with Paku of telling Katara like
Yeah.
she can't waterbend.
She just did a lot worse of a job than
She was also
Paku.
in the end too, where I don't know. Yeah, it was cringe. I'm not going to explain
Cringe.
myself.
Yeah,
I explained
super
myself enough. I
boring.
mean.
Yeah, we've explained ourselves enough. That's enough for us here. All right. Damn, there's some hard ones coming up that are gonna make me reconsider. I feel like I need to move
Yeah.
Jet to S tier.
Yeah, I had him
Because-
in S, and then I moved him to A because you guys had him there. But I think he
Yeah.
belongs in S.
Like he's not a likable character, and he didn't have enough time to really put his mark on the show. But I thought
His
he
acting
really
was really
did a
good.
great job. Yeah. But
He
all
did
of
an
this
excellent job
being
with Jet.
said, makes me want.
Let's get rid of some of the other filler characters.
Okay, yeah. Let's do some.
Yeah, let's do the Fire Nation guy with the sideburns.
Yeah.
Oh,
C
yeah.
C tier. He was just
I don't
there.
know. He had a little
Or-
bit of a big part towards the end.
Towards the
Um,
end, you're right. I
The
mean,
guy was
I'd either
the
put
guy
him in
was just
high
fucking
C.
wishy-washy though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm either gonna put him in high C or B.
Hold on.
Like he was
Yeah,
just
I don't-
kind of there.
Let me.
His character was all over the
He-
place, to be honest.
He didn't have a mark of like character. Like he didn't. His character
I know
was all
what
over the
you're
place.
talking about.
He was wishy-washy.
He'll be.
I didn't know whether he was gonna side with Zhao or if he really cared
Zhao
about
or
Zuko.
Zuko.
And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, Iroh changed his mind just with his Iroh words, and all of a sudden he loves Zuko again. He's like,
I
"Oh,
know.
Zuko,
Yeah.
Zuko cares about us again. Oh my God, you're right,
That is a
Iroh."
byproduct of bad writing, though, as well.
It's bad writing.
Not
yeah, that's
necessarily
true.
the actor's fault.
That's true. The guy didn't do a bad job acting.
I feel like,
wise.
I mean, I feel like there's something to be said. All the actors, I think, were greatly challenged by the script.
True.
Like, this is like, I think it's like hardcore
Yeah.
mode for acting. This whole script was.
Yeah.
So I don't
I'm
know if I
thinking
should hate on
C
him
tier.
too much.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
C tier as well.
I'm thinking that too.
I mean,
Because I do want to give him the
He was
benefit
just-
of the doubt, but he definitely wasn't good.
he wasn't memorable. Is my problem. Like I kind of barely remember scenes with him in it. I remember the scene where he.
and he's in it a
was
lot.
talking
That's the
to-
thing.
Yeah, he is.
I
in
remember
it
the scene
too
where he was
much,
talking
honestly.
to Iroh, and that's just
Actually,
about
you know what?
all I
I'm
remember.
putting him in D tier.
He's in it too much. He's going
I
high
just
D.
remembered something. He
High D. Okay, I'll
I
agree
just
with
realized, just because his emotion was all over the place, like sometimes he'd be really angry and other times he'd be really chill. It felt his character felt very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like the actor really
Mm.
embraced this guy. Although I don't really know who this guy's supposed to be in the.
That's,
two.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
who
so-
he's supposed to embrace, but
I don't know.
He
I put him
definitely
in D.
didn't. He definitely didn't make him his own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't able to like grasp
He-
his
feel like what
character.
it
I
was-
feel like in a good, like if he were really owned the role, he would have had a little bit more of a lasting impression on us.
I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying?
I think what it
But
was
it
is the
kinda just-
actor played
It
the
went
character.
It went by the wayside.
He played the character true to the way the script wrote the character, and that's just about that. Just about
Yeah.
it.
I don't
Like,
even think the
The
script,
script
wrote
writing for him
anything.
Very black and white.
very poor, very black and white. That's it.
Yeah, in
Well,
the
high
script,
D
it just says
works.
like in the brackets, pick your emotion for this line. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd have to agree. High D works. For sure.
All right, now you guys want to do the Water Tribe avatar? I forgot his name.
Oh,
yeah.
Starts with a K. What's his name?
God, I've heard it like a million times. I always forget.
Yeah.
Avatar, the last waterbender avatar.
Yeah.
I'd have nothing. Like, he's a beautiful looking man. I want to say
He
that.
is very pretty.
Yeah,
I didn't
all
think
the
he did a bad
waterbenders
job.
have very
I
dominant.
honestly
feel
liked
about
him a little bit more than Roku. I think I'm doing mid to high B.
What was his acting like? I'm trying to remember. It's kind of slipping my mind.
To be honest, it was very blank. He didn't really have much of a personality.
His name's Kuruk.
Kuruk, yeah.
Kuruk, that's right.
Yeah, he was very blank.
He definitely carried himself in a very Avatar-like way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he
I
felt
agree.
like the Avatar when he was on screen. You know what I'm saying?
I would
Yeah,
have
he
to
did
agree
feel
with
like the
that.
Avatar.
I'll
He's
either
very
put him.
affirmative.
I'm
or
thinking
affirmative, that's the
either
word.
low B or C, but higher than Roku.
I definitely think he was
I'm
better
putting
than
him
Roku.
with Roku.
I agree. I think he was better than Roku as well.
I don't know if they're...
See, it's the same thing with Roku though. There's not really a lot going on. He was like in the show for like.
Honestly, you,
Yeah,
you just
like-
want
Yeah,
to
but
throw
he'll
seconds.
Kyoshi in there too? See?
No,
All the avatars?
Yeah,
I think Kyoshi was cool.
I was thinking the same thing actually.
She was cool?
Well, Aaron, you give your thought? Because I think it's a little different to mine.
I mean,
I mean, she...
I don't really
she
have any
kinda-
complaints
She took
with
control
Kyoshi.
over Aang's body. Like, that's about it.
she was affirmative, she was rude, and she was kind of badass. Like, isn't that kind of Kyoshi's character?
It is, yeah.
And her actor was cool, or her actress. So I'm thinking like B
think-
tier or something like B.
I have a complaint though. I think it's kind of similar to some other characters in this show. Her role felt a little forced, and also to her like dominance, like how Kyoshi is, with basically being kind of mean and like very straightforward. I think
Mhm.
was a little pushed a little too hard.
Right.
Like it almost felt a little fake to me, which is why I want to put her in C tier with the rest of the avatars.
I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah, I don't know.
because-
I think that complaint's valid, but I don't think it makes her the same level as Roku valid. Because I think Roku and Kuruk was just there for like 5 scenes total. Roku
I'm gonna-
was just boring.
I'm putting them
In-
all in C tier in the order of Kyoshi,
Kyoshi, Kuruk, and Roku.
and Roku.
I'm gonna
They all
put
have
her
good
in B
takes for me.
tier.
I all thought that they could have been better, and they probably could have been worse too. So
Yeah.
C tier.
I think
Again-
they could have all been a lot worse, but I think all things considered, they did a decent job with Kyoshi. I also I didn't feel like her appearance or existence in the show was forced. You know, with the way that she showed up on Kyoshi Island, but I would agree with the fact that her personality was almost too much.
Yeah.
But
It was
I
too
do
much.
think they did a decent job, and I'm gonna leave her in B.
All right, well, I'm going
Because
to C.
it-
Alrighty,
with-
sounds good.
Eddie, what's up,
Oh,
dude?
something else to say, Aaron?
I was just gonna say, if you took that away, her personality being too much, yo, my goat streamer, oh Eddie, I love you. Then I'd put her in A, because I think she if they just toned it back on her personality, she'd be A.
Yeah.
She was not
That's
in the
what I'd
show
say.
nearly enough to be an A.
Well, I mean, she's not in the cartoon nearly enough, but people still, call her an ST character.
I don't think she's an S tier character. I don't think any. I think my favorite old Avatar is Roku, but I also don't think he's S tier.
Yeah. But he has a lot of screen time. Like he has a
Yeah.
whole episode.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
does, doesn't he?
That's why
Yeah.
I think.
I'm
he's not
hoping
his
we get
favorite
like a
show.
whole lot of screen time in the new or upcoming season in the live action. That'd be really cool to see.
I hope so.
Yeah. Season
Anyways.
3, him
Better.
and Ozai or
So-
Sozin have like a full episode for the backstory.
Right? Yeah,
William
they're
and
like
I-
best friends, aren't they?
I've got C tier. Aaron's got B tier.
Wardo's the last Airbender. We found him, guys.
We found him.
Eddie is the last Airbender. Yo.
Alright, you guys wanna get the last 2 filler characters out of the way? Or no, there's a few left. Fuck.
Yeah, let's get the rest of the filler
Quite
ones
a
out
lot
of the way.
of filler
Alright,
characters
here,
left.
Here. I'm gonna lead this little speed run. All right, let's do the ex-lover of the princess. I forgot what his fucking name was.
Oh, yeah.
him?
I'm putting high B, bro.
Cringe.
He killed
Cringe.
He
He
did
was
kind of
nice,
kill it,
Cringe.
but
it. Cringe. He was nice, right?
I think he did alright,
He did his
actually.
thing. He was like, he let Sokka take the wheel. You know.
he did.
He was like, my
I
time
liked
has
that
come.
moment.
Sokka, it's your turn. You take the wheel, bro. And he has some
I
good
do
action
like
scenes
when
too,
he
right?
said he did have some cool action scenes. I liked his character. His character was like he was the action character, you know, in your average action.
Did he have a good
movie.
fight scene too with
And I
the
like-
father guy?
I think he was having some
Choreography.
good
I don't
hand-to-hand
remember.
combat. Yeah, at the end.
I don't quite
You know what's
remember.
funny
but
about this guy? His role is backwards in the show. He's like mean and kind of a bully to Sokka.
Oh
I-
yeah.
that doesn't
He actually
surprise me.
infiltrates the ship.
Oh, shit.
With the Fire Lord or with old armor from the Fire Nation.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah,
And
I
Commander
do.
Zhao just like eats him off the
Yeah.
ship.
Oh,
Remember
They,
that?
I
they
do
made him a
remember
lot
that.
more likable in the.
They did.
Yeah.
He's a lot
Okay,
more likable
maybe-
in this.
Maybe since his character is not very true, we throw him in like the low B or high C.
I won't put him in B. You guys changed my mind.
I'll put him in
He
B.
actually was cool.
I'll
He
put
was
him in
nice.
B, low
About
B.
him. Really?
I think this is like one of the times where we can look at the way that they changed this character and be like, okay, that was a good change, a positive
Good change,
that,
yeah.
like, I think benefit the show, which
Well,
most
I
of
do
these
like-
characters didn't really have that.
The best part for him was when he said to Sokka, he was like, "Protector" or some shit.
Yeah.
Like that was cool. I really like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a cool guy.
Anyways,
You
Oh,
wanna
before we go on to the
go-
next one, I want to
yeah.
answer Wado's question real quick.
Oh yeah.
Is the show as good as the cartoon? Oh God, no.
hell no.
Nowhere close. It's like 2% of what the cartoon was.
Yep.
That's for
Yeah.
a different video.
I don't really have too much to add to that. That's true. I agree. Let's go with the crippled kid's father.
Ah,
I
yes.
think-
What's his name?
I have
He was
no fucking
cool.
clue, honestly.
I mean, like I said
Not
before,
really.
that those,
Bro was all over the place. I have no fucking clue what bro did at the end of the day.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Did
those
he do
episodes were all
something
kind
bad
of
or
a
did
fever
he do
dream.
something
Yes.
good?
They were all
Did-
a fever dream.
Did he
Oh,
do something
yeah,
bad or
because-
good? Like, what was he even doing? Like, I don't know. They did a poor
Yeah.
job explaining what his purpose was.
That's true.
I don't know if I should like
have
blame
a
it on the
purpose.
actor though, or like the writing.
I know
can't.
it's tough to
I'm
differentiate.
not gonna blame it on the actor. I'm definitely gonna blame it on
Did he play the
writing.
character right?
But his
I
character,
don't even know.
I will
he played
say
the character.
the guy as an actor did a good job. Like, he played a good character. He could have played a
I
good
kind of want to
character.
put him
But,
with the guy with the sideburns.
I agree. He's going high D. Because I feel like there was potential, but the writing just really, really gave him the short end of the stick.
What do you think, Aaron?
I agree. I don't know.
Because I guess his acting was pretty good. I mean, I felt his emotion, and
He was just kind of bullshit. Like his character.
like his
wasn't really-
character was dumb, but I
Right.
think he did good with what he had. Pretty
I
good
liked his.
anyway.
I liked his acting. He was a very sweet guy. You know, he's kind of.
Yeah.
He was likable,
Certainly
He's a
better
likable
than his
person.
son.
but he's a likable guy. But he was just so all over the place. He's so right.
It's hard to judge things like this because like half of the problem is the terrible
Yeah.
writing in the show.
Exactly.
Like he
But-
didn't like.
But that
I think
is
they were
part of
trying
it,
to portray.
right?
Yeah,
That was part of
I
the
think they were
character,
trying to
is the way they
portray.
wrote him.
They were trying to portray some sort of like a redemption arc with him being like, oh, he's a good guy now.
All
But it was
within
just
like
kind of like
24 minutes.
Nah, like 24 seconds. Like all I
Yeah.
remembered his redemption being was him saying like, "You're right. I can't. I have to rat on the Fire Nation," and then he shows up at the end with all the guys next to Boomy.
And,
Like,
and
it
yet he
was
still ended up.
strange.
All I
he's-
remember.
He still ended up making those blueprints for that Fire Nation weapon.
Yeah, and that's what Zhao used. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of pointless.
Way too
Like,
rushed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Alright,
I
I'm
don't
going
know.
high
D,
Moving
D
on.
tier.
high
I
D,
do.
D
yeah.
tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
that
then
works.
I'm gonna go to the grandma. I think she's
Cringe.
fucking.
She
low
was
D, bro.
cool.
Nah, she did not capture
Cringe.
my like the grandma in the cartoon is like
Yeah.
Hey.
No, you're right. You're
She's
right.
a-
Grandma
she's
in the
like
cartoon was
sweet-
badass.
this grandma
She
was,
was
like,
there for
gave me,
monologue.
like, scary
She was a
vibes.
monologue character.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
this
monologue
grandma was
too.
like she was monologue narrator. She was the damn narrator, bro.
She was
Yeah.
like the dungeon master or something.
And then
It was
at-
really-
She
add all
was the
that-
dungeon master.
into like hella creepy vibes with like weird facial
Yeah.
expressions. And
She
that's
did
like,
have weird
D
facial
tier.
expressions.
No, remember they would say something and she'd like come around the corner and be like, "He's
Yeah,
the,
bro.
he's the Avatar," and like she would disappear back around
Yeah.
the corner.
She
That
this,
was
Awful.
I will say this actress needs to like try her luck in horror movies because fuck, she would be so creepy.
Bro,
Like,
maybe
Someone needs to cast her as like the next fucking.
Is that
like,
why she's in
Jason or
D tier?
something.
Because she did a good job being creepy? Like fuck,
Well, she's
maybe
not
we should
supposed
throw
to
her
be
in
creepy.
cringe tier.
She's supposed to be endearing
Maybe we
and like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, should we throw
The
her in
wise
cringe
grandma.
tier? Like she
And
was,
then-
Remember when they had her say the intro a second time in the first episode?
she said the full damn intro.
Yeah, that
Every-
Yeah.
just
word
takes
for
us back
word.
to what William said.
Like, what?
She's like
Nah,
literally
she's
the
the dungeon
monologuer.
master.
Yeah,
She's going in cringe tier, bro.
I'm going
Nah,
cringe too, bro. I'm pissed.
She's going
Yeah.
straight to cringe tier. Fuck.
She was cringe for sure. All right, last real two filler characters. Then we can get to the,
The,
good.
the Earth
good
King
ones.
grandma lady, right?
The Earth Grandma. She was good.
Yeah, Kyoshi Mama. I liked her.
I'm
I
going,
really liked her,
I'm
actually.
Going, wait, I'm trying to think. She
So,
was
here's
chilling.
my 2 cents.
She
I
she
think-
approved of Sokka, right? And like. what's
Yes,
that?
so that
Yeah.
okay, I have like a whole thing to say about her, low-key, because at the beginning when she shows up in the show in Kyoshi Island, she's like very skeptical on whether to accept bringing Aang in, and then
Right.
she's like, okay, we'll give him a chance, and then you can see throughout the whole period of being on Kyoshi Island, she like sees Sokka and Suki, and she like smiles, and she kind of likes it, which
Mhm.
is so unheard of in that generic situation where the
Yeah.
unknown guy gets with the daughter. The mom was always like, "I'm good," but she was very approving and like kind, and I thought that was very cool.
Honestly,
I don't know. I thought that was really awesome. So
I
I'm
was
gonna throw
expecting
her
her
in B.
to be very unlikable, but
Me too.
like you said,
Same.
she like accepted Sokka, and I was like, oh, I was
Yeah.
under the impression that she was gonna be like a rude to Sokka, and she was just gonna be like unaccepting and like I don't approve type shit, but nah.
Exactly.
And she kicked ass at the end, so high B.
And she kicked ass.
Are we going?
B
do
for
we,
sure.
do we put her in B or A?
I'm putting her in B.
Yeah, there wasn't really enough
I
to
mean-
put her in A.
High B.
Yeah, I'll put her in
High
high B, directly below Sozin. I think Sozin still
Something to
belongs in
note
A.
too. I don't think she's not in the cartoon. She's a brand new character as well.
Really?
That's cool.
Because the head of the Kyoshi Island is a dude in the
Oh.
cartoon.
Okay.
I don't remember that. That's cool. Okay, she was a great addition then in that case.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I have
I
no
thought she
complaints
was
about her
good.
actor. She had cool character development for the time she did have, and I think
Yeah,
she played it really well.
I think that's an
She was
example
also badass.
of
It's
the
kinda funny.
of like one of the only moments of good writing or decent writing in the show. It was her.
Yeah, for
She
real.
did a great job. Her and Gyatso, great writing for those two characters. Anyways,
Alrighty, who's
All right.
next?
this last
The assassin
bitch.
lady.
Bruh.
Yes. Oh wait, hold on. Before we do that, I
Yeah.
want to answer another one of those questions.
All right.
Okay,
Maybe you guys want to answer it. Is the show good
Okay.
at all? Recommend watching it? Question mark.
Hmm.
I do recommend watching it. Yeah, I recommend
Yeah.
watching it to anybody who liked the cartoon for sure.
It's definitely.
It's not
something
unwatchable.
that I would want to check out if you watch the cartoon if you like it.
I don't know. Some parts kind of unwatchable, to be honest.
Some
Some
parts
parts-
were cringe enough to be unwatchable, but the show overall was definitely not unwatchable, and I overall enjoyed it more than I didn't enjoy it.
I personally, if you haven't seen the cartoon in a long time, I would watch that.
Sure. I would agree with William. Definitely, if you need a refresher on the cartoon, watch that, and then the live
Because
action.
this
But the
is-
live action's not. It's
This
not
is a very distilled, diluted,
It's not,
heavily diluted
Yeah.
version of the cartoon.
Right.
but it's not hearsay. Like it's.
It
not
stands on its
hearsay
own
at all.
feet. It does stand on its own feet.
Yeah,
Like, barely, but it does, in my opinion.
I agree. It's not hearsay. It does its job.
I agree.
Anyways, this assassin woman,
Cringe.
She's fine.
bruh,
Like,
she was
I guess.
she was just there. Like, she was just there. She was there. She had attempts to
You
flirt
know
with
what?
Iroh.
D tier.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
throwing her.
god, I
in D tier
hated the
as well.
Iroh flirting scenes. Those were horrific.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that thinks that?
It was just cringe.
was so, like-
she's teetering
I
on
don't know.
cringe tier, and
Yeah, but
honestly,
in,
I want to put her on D.
in the cartoon,
put her in
she's
D, though.
she's not too different from her character in the cartoon, though. You know?
You're right. Yeah.
Agreed. That's why I
The only thing
think
that's different about her is she's
Accurate.
attracted to Iroh instead of Iroh being attracted to her.
Oh, is that what it's like in the cartoon?
And I think
Okay.
that really ruined it. Some of her character because it was really out of character. It's like she's like this badass
That's a
doesn't
good
put up with
idea, Eddie.
bullshit
Yeah.
bounty hunter, and then randomly our character goes, "Oh, he's such a cute little Iroh."
Oh,
Like
man.
it was really silly.
Yeah, it
Way
was
out of
weird.
character. I didn't like that, which makes me want to put her in like maybe like higher D tier, mid D tier.
I'm gonna put her in like mid to low D tier. I'll probably put her above the cabbage guy, and then Ty Lee is at the very bottom end.
I'm gonna
of D
put her
tier.
at the top of D tier because I didn't really mind her, but yeah, the Iroh thing was a little weird. I thought she did fine. She's
Well,
very very.
Maybe
mid,
she's
but
C tier.
I
Maybe
can
she's
do
C tier.
I can do C tier, Loki.
because
Because that was the only complaint, really, right?
But
Yeah, it was.
there was I do agree with you, what you said.
Guys, Eddie says, I think I'll rewatch the cartoon and watch the live action afterwards.
Yeah, good idea, bro.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. Good idea for sure.
That's a great idea.
So now we're in here. We're in it, and I think we should start with Zhao.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Zhao.
with Zhao.
So you guys mind if I
Gabe,
if I give my
go
opinion?
ahead.
Go ahead,
I know
start.
I know you got strong opinions, brother. Go ahead.
So I was cringing at this fucking guy the whole time. I kept trying to like him.
Yeah.
I kept trying to be like, yeah, this is Zhao. He's fucking badass. He's smart. He's intimidating. He's none of these things. He's none of these things in the show. He's
You're
very
right, he's
unlikable.
not any of
He's
those
very
things, you're right.
cringe. He's very creepy. You want to think that he's cold, clean, and calculated, but he just comes off as like
A loser.
Is just a loser.
A loser.
A pushover.
He is just a
He's
loser.
a pushover. He is a baby. He literally is a crybaby at the end of the show. He just gives real crybaby vibes. He gets his ass whooped by Zuko. I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking low D or cringe.
Cringe.
So
Because he
here's
had
another
such a
thing to
big
take into
part,
account, his acting was not good either.
His acting wasn't great, which is weird.
Like there's
'cause
so
he's not
many
a bad
scenes where like,
actor.
is he not? Like, is he no an
No.
actor?
He's a good actor, but he did not
He picked
do his job with this character.
a very weird persona for Zhao.
I
He did
agree.
pick a
That
very
I did
weird
not like.
persona for sure.
He would talk really weird. He would like look in the camera and say stuff that just
I don't think he ever raised
felt
his
very
voice.
monologue.
Like
He wasn't
his
a good
volume
villain.
stayed at a room level volume the whole damn show.
Yeah, he was a terrible villain. like,
I'm
I-
throwing him in low tier. Like
He's the pure
Here?
opposite of the Zhao in the cartoon.
Yes.
yeah, I think
And
if
So what are we thinking? Low D or cringe?
low D or cringe,
Because cringe is
I
is
think low D as
fucking
well.
bad, right?
Yeah,
Here's the thing,
cringe
though.
is
He is
cringe.
cringe. Every
He
time I
is
saw him,
cringe.
remember when we were watching it, I was always like complaining about this guy. He would say
I
something,
know.
and it would be goofy. It would sound goofy.
I kept waiting for him to get intimidating and be like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
okay, Zhao's not fucking around." That never happened. So
No,
I can
yeah,
do cringe.
'cause
I'm gonna do cringe.
He kept being this calm, cool, and collected version of Zhao that just doesn't work half the time.
And he wasn't.
You have to
He
have-
wasn't. He wasn't even calm, cool, or collected too. Which is,
No,
Yeah.
he was just dumb, and dumbass. That's what he
Yeah.
was.
so,
And I don't know if like
Yeah.
I don't know what they were trying to do with this character either, because like in the cartoon, he is a commander, becomes an admiral for his skill, which makes sense if you work in the military.
Right.
And they were almost trying to make it seem like in the show, he was getting those ranks because of his relationship with Azula.
Right.
And because he literally said, Iroh, I don't have a lot of experience in battle, but they give him the rank admiral and they have him lead an entire fleet to
Right.
arguably the most hardest place to invade
Yeah.
in
Yep.
the Last Airbender universe.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't make any sense. And that's like
Yeah,
complaints in the
right next to
writing,
Ba Sing
but
Se.
it makes me think they were trying to make him kind of like more of a puppet for the Fire Lord than anything else.
Right.
They
Which
were.
I didn't like
They
that.
were.
It was bad writing.
It was bad writing because Zhao is supposed to be like a threat to Zuko and Iroh's existence in this universe.
Oh, he's not at all in
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a huge threat to their
Also, too,
their mission.
remember one of those scenes like when the Avatar escaped, when Zuko frees him, he like walks outside it and he says the Avatar escaped. It was like really cringy. Like he like looked around all goofy and said, the
Oh
Avatar
yeah.
escaped.
What was up with
Yeah,
that?
that's true. Okay.
That was one of the
that
most
was-
cringe
that
parts
was-
in the show.
I
Yeah.
100% agree. I
Yeah.
remember that shit.
I
That shit
vividly
was
remember
dick.
that, bro. He walked out like he
too.
just got like a cum shot. or
Woken up
something.
from a dream. Oh.
No, he walked
Oh.
out like he just got something like, yeah. had some
Like-
of it in the back.
Like yeah, like he walked out and someone did it on his back, and he
Someone
was like,
ripped a butt plug out of him all of a sudden.
The Avatar has escaped.
Oh.
That shit was
So,
disgusting.
It
Speaking
was
of
terrible.
speaking of bad villains and cringe, and,
Okay, bro.
like I think we're gonna turn it around and talk about the real commanding force in this show of villainy, and that's fucking S tier in my opinion. Firelord
Yeah,
Ozai.
immediately S tier.
Yes. Ozai.
This is a
Daddy
perfect
Daddy
Ozai
Ozai for
casting.
real.
Like this guy
Bro,
is,
Daniel Day Kim is sex.
this guy
He embodies
is
sex.
He is all the things that Zhao is not. He's cool, commanding, intimidating,
Sexy,
scary
badass.
looking,
He looks royal.
pretty, fucking
Very
diamond shaped face. Like he looks
It's
like
exactly
he's
how Ozai is in the cartoon.
Yeah, he's very accurate to the cartoon, great acting, and he has no chill, bro. He'll fuck up his kids.
What is it? Chad Ozai versus what's the opposite of Chad? What do they call it?
Beta Zhao? Zhao?
Beta
Zhao.
Zhao. Beta Zhao. Chad
below
Ozai
Beta?
and Beta Zhao.
I don't know.
Dick.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
Daddy
Fucking
Ozai.
Trash.
His
Daddy
actor was
Ozai for
killer.
real.
It was
Daniel
very
Day
weird.
Kim is so cool. Daniel Day Kim's
Yeah.
a great actor.
It was kind of unique seeing much more Ozai in the live action, but I think he did
Yeah.
it pretty well.
I thought it
Daniel
lent
Day
itself
Kim.
to the show, yeah.
he played him really well.
He's son from Lost.
I know. No.
Oh, is he?
A lot of range in this actor.
He's an
bro.
incredible-
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He's
Okay.
probably
Yeah,
the most
he's
popular actor in the show.
Yeah, he's probably the biggest actor in the show.
They wrote him really well, and he played his part really well. I have no complaints for sure. So S tier.
Agreed. I'm
Agreed,
excited
for
to
sure.
see him in the future seasons. Yeah.
Do we want to do Azula next since we're on the
Wow.
or do we
Okay.
want to
Should we go for Azula now?
since we're kind of in like that royalty circle right now?
I think we all have the same opinion on her, so.
Immediately into the cringe tier. Yeah. She was terrible.
She's going right to
So-
the bottom of cringe.
So here's the thing. We have our basis for how we're ranking these characters. Acting, we have
Poor.
true to the character,
Poor.
and we have
Actually, true to the
likability in the show. And those are all bad, and worse.
Yeah.
Also, she
So-
shouldn't be in this season. There's no reason for her to
She
be
just
in this
shouldn't be
season.
there.
Yeah, they couldn't even tell the story from what was in season 1. It was way too compact and rushed. Putting her in there just made it even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Mm.
But
Really
she's
poor
like at
writing.
she's the bottom cringe tier.
Also,
and then
too,
directly above her is the wheelchair child.
what were they trying to do with her? Like, I didn't. Azula in this show is like super cold and calculated. She's a
Yes.
prodigy. She's
Yes.
intelligent. She's really good at what she
Funny,
does.
and she makes jokes.
Very athletic.
She's not a stone cold cringe unhappy bitch.
She's like
Well, she's like stuck up and like
Yeah.
jealous of Zuko, and I don't get it. Why?
she has Ozai's like, you know, like evil, but she has like a, you know, her own sort of like confidence that she owns in the cartoon.
Yeah, she really does.
But she doesn't
Which
have
makes
either
her,
of
like-
these. She's just unlikable. Plus, I know this isn't really her fault, but they wrote her character in just a horrible way into the show.
God.
Which I
So, there were
understand they're trying
moments-
to set her up for future seasons, but like, Azula can set herself up, bruh. Like you don't need.
They didn't have
her to,
enough
like,
time to have her in
this.
season.
Agreed.
Think of this. There were moments too where I was like, are they gonna try to set up like a redemption Azula arc? And it
Oh,
like
yeah.
there should never be a moment where
Where you
you
think
think that about this character.
Yeah.
Like
hated her
even in the
attitude.
slightest. Fucking hated her.
Like,
Just
I don't-
terrible
Also,
character.
too, her choreography was terrible. She was not very.
She was
She doesn't seem
cringe.
very coordinated at all. Remember when
No,
she
no.
almost like looked like she fell over when she tried to do the
Doing the
thing?
lightning thing? Yeah, that
She
shit
almost
was
like stumbled
hilarious.
forward.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
That shit was
What?
so fucking funny.
Top 5 moments of the show right there. Yeah.
Top 5.
Like,
cringe
what
was
moments
that?
of the show.
That was like the Zhao scream.
That was worse
Yeah.
than the Zhao scream, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Zhao was
Okay.
almost better than she was, to be honest.
Let's move on.
Let's go to the Earthbender girl. What's her name again?
Suki.
Zuki.
Su-
Zuki is awesome. I say A or S for her.
I'm going.
Honestly, I'm going S. Like, there's no complaints for this character. I just
Yeah.
have no complaints for her. Like, I know she was a very smaller character in this show, but compared to the cartoon, I think they did a great job.
I can
I
do
think-
S
I don't have any complaints.
because I don't have anything.
William,
She's much
staying
like
awfully
Jet,
silent.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I think she played Zuki really well too.
I agree, Gabe. Much
Although
like
I
Jack,
don't
for sure.
think they did it like if we're talking like character wise, like the actor for Jet played Jet really well. I don't think she played Suzuki as well as Jet, or like
Right.
like the actor didn't play Zuki
Right.
Mhm.
like perfectly.
Right.
That said, she doesn't need to. I do think the way she was introduced was a little subpar. I'm trying to think of an example. Like she does a lot of standing around and staring.
Right.
Mhm.
And her character kind of unfolds toward the end, I guess. But I kind of want to put her like at the top of my B tier list.
That's fair.
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm
The
trying to
reason
think of
I'm-
more examples.
The reason I think I'm gonna put her in A or S, probably A.
Yeah.
is
A seems a bit
because
more realistic.
Her chemistry with Sokka really won me over. That was like the
Yeah.
probably like
Okay,
the
you're
I
right.
win for
agree.
They
me.
did have good chemistry.
Like it,
I think that
once,
was
once these
awesome.
two got on screen together, there was definitely something going on where I was just.
It was kind of
I want to
mesmerizing.
see. I want to see more of this.
It was. Yeah.
Like, They bounce off each other very well.
I'm gonna add on to
Sokka's-
that, Gabe.
Sokka's innocent, like sort of, personality where he wants to please everybody, paired perfectly with her like stronger demeanor. You could tell that she was kind of
Mhm.
fascinated by him, being a dude
Mhm.
and being from like out of, what she's used to.
Being foreign.
And I thought
yeah.
it was very endearing, and I thought
I
she
think
did
so
a good job
too.
portraying that.
Yeah.
It was just like another moment in the show where it was like, this is good writing. Like, I want to watch more of this show just because of these two characters being on screen.
Right.
Like, it was very, very fun to watch them together. So
Yeah, I think you
I-
guys are
I'll
actually
agree with-
right. I wasn't thinking about the
Chemistry.
so I kind of forgot about that because I was thinking about the very beginning of her character.
Right.
And it was a little mid to me, but I didn't think about the chemistry between her and Sokka. I totally forgot about those scenes actually, to be honest.
Right.
mhm.
And I think the chemistry was actually great. I think you guys are actually right. I'm gonna move her to the bottom of my A tier list
Okay.
just
Sweet.
because I
Yeah.
kind of forgot about those
Okay.
aspects of her.
See, I would be, Aaron. I understand what you're saying with the S tier thing, but
Mhm.
I think her character relies a little too heavily on Sokka's character to justify putting her in S tier. But in future seasons, I can totally
Yeah.
see her getting up there. She has the capability of doing that for sure.
Yeah, I moved her down to A tier. I agree.
Right.
I agree for sure.
But
Does that move us
I-
perfectly into?
I think we gotta go to our boy here, the guy that
Sokka,
fucking
that's exactly what I'm
single-handedly-
Carried the damn
Sokka.
show. Yes.
Can he get his own tier?
My
My You
hero.
like this guy, man?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna make
he
his
needs
own
like a-
tier just called Sokka.
Me
Goat.
too. Sokka tier. Sokka tier.
Like Sokka carried the show. Like
Yeah.
for how horrific the writing was in this show, he did a phenomenal. This guy's a talented actor.
He is.
He's incredible. He's
Oops,
so
sorry.
good.
He is a talented
Sokka
actor.
tier. Gonna be pink.
His personality fits Sokka perfectly.
He was a
He
great
was
actor.
funny and cringy at the same time. That was
And
great. That was great.
Yes.
One thing I loved the most was how they changed his character. I think they did an incredible job with that. Like, he's now has a more centerfold presence on stage instead of like a side character, comedic relief type of character, which is what he
Right.
was for a very
That's
long
true.
time in the comics cartoon.
It's
And
almost.
I love that they put
Man.
him in a more in
You're
more
right.
of a
They
spot.
almost
I will-
handled him better than the cartoon.
I was
because
about
he
to
doesn't really
say-
get a lot of development until season 3.
That's what I'm saying,
Yep.
dude. I
It's-
loved it.
In
And as
season
a-
1, if you compare them, both of their characters in season 1, I think this Sokka is a stronger character.
He's just superior. He's superior.
Mhm.
And as someone who was like Sokka was my favorite character as a kid next to Zuko, I love it. I love it so much. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like makes me really like this character again.
it takes
what I
the
mean?
things from the cartoon that Sokka has, and it makes it turns it into something really like, worth watching, and
Yeah.
takes development.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
development that goes on that I feel like they could very much continue doing throughout the seasons.
I agree.
honestly wish he was the main character.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, every time Sokka's on screen, it makes me like
oh,
want to watch the show.
I
Like
hate to
it
say
makes
it,
me
but
more engaged.
he'd play a good Aang, bro.
If he was about
I want to show some
10
of the
years
screenshots
younger,
we took of his
6 years
face.
younger.
This
Oh my
beautiful
God,
man's
yes.
face.
Oh, good idea.
Here, guys, check this out. This is our
I was just open our
streamer
Discord.
mode's enabled. Okay, so I can show this. Yeah, look, we were taking screenshots of his face while watching it. Beautiful man.
This is we're big.
I'm
Sokka
scared to show
fanboys
too
now.
much because this is we don't.
Yeah, it's
this
our
is
Discord.
VC, guys.
We're big Sokka fanboys now.
Stays in VC, stays in VC.
We love.
Yeah.
We love. Oh my god.
But yeah, he was a great actor, great facial expressions.
I mean, just look at
Um,
my thumbnail for the live stream. Fuck.
There was highlights
So,
in every episode.
there is one thing though that's really
Yeah.
different is Sokka
Sokka.
like it's very Sokka. Like he did a really good job. Like
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of character development in season 1 because
Mhm.
they did remove something that was one of his character developments, and actually Matthew's in chat. He brought this up too.
Right.
Um,
right.
is
Glaringly obvious.
he was kind of sexist, right?
Right.
And part of his
In the
character development
cartoon.
is learning to appreciate women because he was raised in like freaking out in the country,
Right.
where like more
Where
traditional
women didn't have
men do everything.
Yeah.
Women don't have rights in the water tribe either, apparently, especially Northern
Right.
Water Tribe.
Mhm.
So him learning that women can also be independent and strong was something that was removed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he does get that in season 1, that progress, especially toward the end with
Right.
I keep forgetting her name. What's her name? The Moon Lady.
I don't know.
Oh my god. It's like Lue or something.
Lue, yeah.
Yeah, so in accordance to that, I honestly was very worried when I heard that was something that they'd be taking away from the show. It was something that was at the forefront of my mind going into it. Like, okay, they're making big changes to Sokka's
Yue.
character. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from that, but I think one of the true highlights of this show is they were able to kind of give Sokka his own
They made their
character
own.
development that wasn't involving the sexism, but more his own personal growth and being like satisfied and happy with himself, because you see
I agree.
his journey with his father.
I was just gonna
which-
bring that up.
They changed that from the cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Like in the show, it's a minor spoiler, but Sokka overheard his father saying that he wasn't proud of him.
He was
and very
disappointed.
disappointed in him, and
Yeah,
that was one of the
total
last
opposite
things he
of the
ever heard his father say. So that's something that Sokka has to come to terms with throughout the whole show. You see him like self-doubt, but you see his
Which
perseverance
it adds-
shine through, and I think that this development and this change in Sokka's character totally more than makes up for his development in the show.
I really think
Coming to appreciate women, because he kind of just appreciates women from the start, but he has a very personal journey throughout it.
I think that adds a
Yeah.
lot more depth to Sokka's character, like, which we don't see in the cartoon.
Mhm.
and he gets
was
that
very-
creation like right away when like he
Right.
sees Zuki destroy all the watermelons with like her
Right.
fan,
Right.
Yeah,
oh.
exactly.
They just
And he
decided
kinda, like-
to do something different with his character, and I thought it
So
really
the
paid off.
sexism was still there, but they toned it down,
Right.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
actually replaced it with something that I didn't like at first, but it somehow it worked.
Which back to the Suki with the watermelon thing, he pushed her away because of that in that moment, which I
He
thought was
did,
kind of
yeah.
neat. I thought that was kind of a neat moment.
I do gotta say, I think this also only worked well because of this actor. I think if anyone else did it,
Yeah.
it would have been way worse.
That's
Yeah, this
that's
actor-
fair.
Like this man
Did a great
is
job.
very good at
Excelled.
acting.
Mhm.
He's an extraordinary actor.
I think this
Like,
is
there was
the
a point-
one, like him and Ozai are the two characters that I think are like it couldn't get any better. Like this is a dream cast. They're
Yeah,
made for this
yeah.
role type shit.
I 100% agree, and that's exactly what I said when we saw the first casting. Like, bro looks like Sokka. He just
He really
looks
does.
like the physical rendition of Sokka. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's there was a point like in the show like we were only looking forward to seeing this guy because like we
Yeah.
were so sick of like
Yeah.
how they handled all the other characters. And Sokka's like the only last hope in this show.
Every time Sokka was on screen, we were just cheering, clapping.
Yeah.
Just
So-
Taking screenshots of him.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Now
think
moving
we
on.
should go.
We wouldn't do his
Uh,
brother.
listen,
I mean her,
listen.
her
His brother.
sister.
I
His
think
sister.
I think we should do. I think we should go Zuko, then Iroh,
Zuko.
and then leave Katara and Aang for last.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do
I'm
that.
fine with
So,
that.
because I feel like we're gonna have. All right. We'll do Zuko.
Let's do Zuko.
I'm gonna put Zuko in A tier. I feel really good about it. What do you guys have to say?
Okay.
I
don't
do
have any
agree.
complaints with that. The
I want
only
to put
other
him in A
thing I
tier
would
as
say
well.
is put him in S tier, but I think there's more time to do that.
I think
I
that
think A tier.
Zuko, his actor, did a good job with the character. I think he's a
I
little
think
bit
so
different from the show. I think the Zuko
like the
from
twist.
the cartoon
Me
is
too.
perfect, and I kind of wish we got that Zuko, but I do think that
Yeah.
this guy. The only thing that was really
He made
different
his
is
own
he had
Zuko.
he bit of a different personality.
I agree
Here's-
with Gabe.
Attitude, I guess I
but-
should say.
I kind of like sassy Zuko.
I
He's
agree
sassy.
with
He's sassy,
with you, Gabe, when you say
but he's still mean. He's still like hurt.
He's a teenager.
He's still angsty.
he's still a teenager. Yeah,
He's still
he's still
powerful.
hurt is a big one.
He's still
I like
he does a good job acting as well.
Gabe. I like what you said about. I wish we got the Zuko from the cartoon, but at the same time, I'm glad we didn't, and I'm glad we have a different twist on the character.
I'm glad
You know what I
too
mean?
because it makes me excited for future seasons of Zuko.
Yeah, because I think this guy has extremely high potential to play a great Zuko.
I
And
agree.
my
He looks a lot
biggest
like him too.
He does.
my biggest complaint is they didn't show him cutting off his top knot.
I was about.
Well, that happens in season 2 anyway, right?
Oh, does it? I thought that was like at the very end of season 1. Okay, my
Yeah, that happens
apologies.
in season 2. Like
Oh,
first,
okay.
second episode. Season
Never
2.
mind. Then I don't have a very big complaint. It's just
I'm gonna put him at the
That's
top
it.
of my A tier.
yeah, he's the top because it goes Zuko, and then
Yeah, same here.
Yatsu and Suki.
He did a good
I
job.
don't really know.
He was a little different, but he made it work with his own Zuko. I feel like
Mhm.
the only reason why he's not S for me is because I think like I could almost like see the actor discovering his Zuko character throughout the
Yeah.
episodes. Like he got
That's a good way
better
to put it.
as the show went on.
Yeah.
I agree. He did get better as the show went on. By the end of the,
But
by the last
what I-
episode, he was definitely killing it.
Yeah, and what I really like about the actor is you can tell he loves the character. Like he really enjoys playing this character.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
something I really, really, really like to see. Like
That's
there
true.
wasn't a lot of other characters I could really feel that in. You know, but he was one of them. He was probably the number one that
Mhm.
I felt like he really loved the character that he was playing.
He
and I
definitely
loved
put
that.
his
Thought
all
that was
into
awesome.
the character for sure.
I agree. I totally agree. Now,
Alrighty, Uncle Iroh.
So, are we gonna
Iroh.
have vastly different opinions on this? Just a little bit of preface. William is a massive Iroh fan from the cartoon. So, William, I think I'm gonna.
We
let
all-
you
And I
take
just rewatching
first,
season 2. Aaron and I
take control of
rewatched
this
season
one.
2, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
Iroh in this, so it's fresh in my mind how Iroh is in the
love
cartoon
him.
and in the show.
William grew up a
Um,
massive Iroh fan. So, William, I want
Yeah.
you to take.
I'm in the team
take
because
lead
of
on
this
this.
man.
take the reins, William. Take the reins.
So I personally don't like the Iroh in the live action. I don't know if it's part of the writing, but I also don't think the actor did a good job playing Iroh because Iroh in the show, he's like Lao Tzu to me. Like the guy who wrote Tao Te Ching. I think he quotes that book a lot in the cartoon, and that's like his embodiment. He's like what is like people will say with Iroh, like he's like the true idea of masculinity. He's humble. What's the word?
Stoic.
he's not as scared to be. He's stoic, but he's also not scared to be embarrassed.
Right.
That's a big thing with him. He's not scared to be embarrassed, but he's also not a pushover. He's a badass, and he says what's on his mind. He does what's right.
Right.
Like for example with Zhao, he doesn't care. Like he didn't think about what Fire Lord Ozai was going to think. He attacked him anyway because he's like, you can't mess with the spirit world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matthew kind of put what I was trying to say into words. He has humility.
Mm-hmm.
But in the show, I don't get any of that from him, or in the live action, I don't get any of that from him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't feel as present. Because in the cartoon, like you hear him talk, you want to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
And when he has something to say, it's like something worth listening to.
Right.
He always has like the best thing to say. In this cartoon or in the live action, it's not like that at all. He rarely has anything. Well, he does sometimes, but it's like 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a hard time really liking him. I don't think the actor did a good job at portraying Iroh either. Obviously, the voice is. I love Iroh's voice. I can't hate the actor for that because he's
Right.
English, speaking English.
Right.
But Iroh's kind of a pushover in this show. I don't know if that's part of like the writing too, but he doesn't have like that superiority.
Right. He doesn't have the humility, and he doesn't also have like a command of himself like he does in the cartoon, you know?
Yeah, like he doesn't seem to know his character. Like the Iroh in. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you definitely have changed my mind a little bit on this because I was a bit more positive on Iroh coming into this, but the accuracy to the show, Iroh is such a unique character that you just don't want to get wrong, and and I don't think the guy did a poor job necessarily. I think he could have done better for sure. I like a couple things about him that they changed too. I like the emotion that they showed with his son in this show, and the
backstory was really cool. I did like that.
What am I trying to say?
The Tales of Boss. They did some of the Tales of Bossing say.
Yeah.
In this season, like they played the song "Leaves on the Vine."
I also liked his
that was really cool.
connection
best part.
with Zuko. I liked Zuko and him. At first, it was like a little forced, but they had a couple scenes with his son Lao Ten, I think his name is, or something.
Yeah.
And Zuko's relationship with Iroh was definitely greatly improved in those few scenes and flashbacks, and then you get to also see it connect to present day. So I like that.
I agree.
But
it
all
does
the
get
things
better throughout the
William
show,
said
the relationship for sure.
Definitely holds up. Iroh's such a strong character in the cartoon, and
I'll be honest.
To see him take.
I'm not a fan of the chemistry though throughout most of the show. Like it felt forced to me throughout most of the live action.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't feel like they clicked to me, and it was kind of weird.
I just think Iroh, I could see that he cared about Zuko throughout the whole show, but he didn't have a command over what he was trying to do like he did in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying?
In the cartoon, Zuko is like a son to him, but in the show, he almost feels like more of like a concerned relative. Like he doesn't want to say too much because he's not like his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like a distant like cousin or I guess like an uncle or something. He is an uncle, but he doesn't really take that role of like really trying to be there for Zuko like he is in the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's more passive. He does give Zuko advice, although he does it very weirdly sometimes. And him being there for Zuko in the show, like he's always on his side, but it never really felt like it was always the right time to be on his side.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like they had connection like off screen, and then we go on screen to the next episode, and like all of a sudden there's like some stuff we missed, and now he's like defending Zuko, for example, right?
Right.
I personally think they handled Iroh very poorly in the live action.
See,
I want to put him in D tier.
For me, I might have to do C, just because I don't want to. Man, I don't know. It's tough.
I don't like his
totally
choreography either. His choreography was terrible.
Yeah.
It could have been so much better. It could have been so much more. It's just nothing with Iroh too. Iroh is like top tier like firebender. He can rival Ozai, right? Him and he admits he probably couldn't beat Ozai, but there's a chance he might have been able to. If maybe he was a little bit younger.
The Dragon of the West.
And in this show, he's kind of clumsy and he doesn't do much martial arts, which I don't appreciate compared to the cartoon. Also, too, in the cartoon, his fire is like big and powerful because he knows how to firebend through breath and through love rather than firebending through anger. And I don't seem to show that in his firebending in the show.
That's true.
In the live action show.
Yeah, see, I'm at a tough spot too with Iroh because I agree with most of the things you said, but I also don't think it was. They definitely could have done worse. I don't think his character's like really ruined yet. I think that they can come back in season 2 and make a lot of improvements on him. But regardless, the basis, the like foundation of his character isn't really what it is in the show. He doesn't have the same style of wisdom and Lao Tzu that, you know, he has in the show that is such an integral part of his character. And not having that just kind of makes him a different character.
I feel like the actor didn't really know what he was doing either. Like anytime he said something, he'd like look side to side and say something. I don't know. It felt kind of fake. Like I don't feel like the actor really.
It definitely
fell into
like,
Iroh's shoes very well at all.
Yeah,
you know, he looks exactly like him.
He looks exactly like him.
He does look exactly like him.
But the actor, like, he starts to discover him toward the end.
Yes.
But it gets better. But I don't know. The actor didn't do a very good job playing Iroh.
Yeah, there was definitely some moments where I was like trying to get a grasp on him, but I couldn't really do it. I was like,
the T thing was forced.
What's going on with this guy? Yeah, they didn't really
the
have.
T thing was very forced. I agree.
The T thing was forced. He barely talked.
That was
about
bad writing, but it's still like a part of it.
Yeah.
His tropes were kind of forced and put too much up front. I feel like.
I'm feeling low.
I want to put him at
high
D because of it.
What do you think, Aaron?
He has potential.
I don't want to spend too much more time on him though, because we've just.
I think I'm gonna put him at low C.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same, but well, I don't know. I feel this is tough for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I put mine low. I put mine top of D tier. That's where I'm putting mine.
That is a totally fair placement. I can't decide.
I think the time
you
spent on him is justified because everybody loves Iroh. Everyone talks about him. I feel like a lot of people want to feel the same way we feel about him.
Yeah.
He's kind of like.
I think I might meet you at low.
He's like the Walmart version of Iroh.
That's what it
is. He's the Walmart version of Iroh.
I'm gonna do that too. Yeah.
He's still like extremely likable, but going off of everything that we're ranking these characters on, he's not.
If I watched this show without having like recollection of what Iroh was like in the cartoon, I would probably rank him in B.
Yeah.
But to have such an impactful character in the cartoon be kind of reduced to this is definitely deserving of a D tier.
Which is, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Because
he's tough to rank.
Because he's definitely not unlikable in the show. Like
he's still an extremely likable character.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna be those guys right now, and we're gonna put him in D. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So.
Alrighty, do you want to do Katara next?
Yeah. Katara is
cringe.
I'm not gonna throw her in cringe here.
I can't do cringe.
She definitely was cringe.
She didn't have a big part in the show, bro.
She was sidelined.
She was forgettable.
Like, what the hell happened?
Very sidelined. I think you guys remember, like, I consecutively would say, I forget Katara's in the goddamn show. Like, I forgot about her. Like, she just doesn't.
Like,
bro,
she doesn't have
the
a
entire
presence
show
on stage.
Just being in the background with that scroll in her hands, being like, "Oh, I'm learning waterbending, but I suck." And then all of a sudden, she's like god tier good.
Yeah, it's like she gets super good off screen.
Yeah.
and beats Paku, beats
Yeah.
Zuko, and like it doesn't make.
Yeah,
any
she
sense.
whoops Zuko. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy. I might
That's
throw
on
her
some
in
Rey
D.
Skywalker shit.
Yeah.
I'm throwing her in like.
I'm gonna
She had
do
no
low
character
C
development.
because
I'm-
No character development.
as a character, like William said, no development. A lot of off-screen shit happened, but on the screen, she did play Katara similarly to how she is in the show, in the cartoon. She wasn't super
I would
dyslexic
Yeah.
to
disagree,
me.
actually,
Really?
because in the cartoon, she's more well, I disagree partially because
Mhm.
she doesn't put up with bullshit. I would say,
Right.
like when she finds out Jet's bad, she puts Jet in his place with Paku. She goes out and confronts Paku, but
she did both of those.
she's
things in the show,
submissive,
too.
submissive in a lot of other areas with her character, which I found kind of weird. Like, for example, her relationship with Sokka. She's very kind of submissive to Sokka.
There really wasn't a
in
much
the
of a
live action?
relationship with Sokka, to be honest.
Where, yeah, and it's almost like they didn't feel like brother and sister. Where in the cartoon, you know, they're brother and sister. Katara
They
doesn't
banter all the time.
put up with Sokka's bullshit.
Yeah.
She
I
calls
mean,
him
there
out and
was-
stuff all the time.
There was that one scene where she, like, really fucked with Sokka when they were, like, arguing in that cave, and she was like, "You're not dad," type
You're
shit.
right.
Like, they had their
Yeah.
fair
That's
share
true.
of that sort of thing.
That's
I
crazy.
just-
That kind of it kind
Yeah.
of circles
I just
back
think
to
that
Sokka's
draws back to
development.
her being, like, very forgettable.
I agree.
Yeah, she's very forgettable.
I was gonna say I'm either putting her in low C or I'm putting her in D directly, like above or below Iroh. So
Like, she had no character development, which is kind of blowing me away. Still.
no, I think
can't-
I'm gonna throw her in low C because, she played Katara better than Iroh played Iroh, and I think that's gonna leave room for something to happen in the second season.
I guess
though-
you're right.
So-
Yeah.
Though that room may be very little.
She got a real
Here's the thing.
nice dose of Rey Skywalker syndrome.
Yeah.
she
her
did.
her character, she didn't have very good choreography either. Like, the stuff that was good was carried by the effects.
I'd have to agree with that one.
And I'm having a hard time. He's like, season 2, Katara's like hardcore badass. Like, you could argue that she's like the most powerful on the team,
Right.
besides like Aang and Avatar State. But she's taken on like legions of soldiers at the end of the season
she
2
takes
like,
on-
by herself. She
she
beats
takes on
Azula by
Azula.
herself.
Yeah.
And beats her. And I'm having a hard time imagining this Katara doing that. I know there's time for her to develop season 2,
She's.
but
Here's what
it's
Eddie
really
says.
hard seeing her do this.
Eddie says she's cooking. Wait till next season. Yeah, she's. Let's let her cook in the shadows.
Guys, I want to
We'll do something.
I might be crazy, but I want to put her in the middle of D tier.
I don't think I can
no.
do that.
I disagree
I'm not
with
feeling her
that
character
one.
at all. I can't.
Because-
I'm not feeling her character.
I'm throwing her in
Guys,
low C.
just to interject, this is the part of the show where shit's gonna go down. Like, it's going down right now. Like, your favorite
mean-
character is gonna be on the bottom of the list. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Should I put her in mid
I'm
D?
talking to the
Because
audience, not you guys.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
he's foreshadowing for our boy Ong.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, we gotta get this.
Okay,
Katara
hold on.
person
I need to
figured out.
finish
wanna
where
talk
Katara
about
goes.
Ong. Yeah.
I'm throwing
because-
Katara in low C. Katara in low C, just because I believe that there
I'm
may
gonna
be
put her.
some
You know what? I'm
hidden
putting
potential.
her at the. Yeah, she. I think her acting was okay. I think that her writing was subpar.
Thanks, Eddie.
I
My
just
hero.
think that she played Katara a little bit better than Iroh played Iroh. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying.
So
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
put her at
saying
the
as well.
bottom of C tier then.
Okay, I'm.
That's exactly what my reasoning was.
I think that
So,
she's.
Eddie-
I think she's one episode away of being in
From D
tier.
tier
But
Yeah.
I think she's 3 episodes away from being in B tier.
and B tier. I agree.
Like, I think
Here's
she
what
can
Eddie
rise
says.
up, but like, she's bordering on D tier right now.
Yeah,
Like,
she
it's
was
fucking
like,
close.
she was teetering on that edge of C, B, and D throughout the whole show, and then those last kind of 2 episodes just kind of pushed her down further and further to the bottom.
She
of
just
C.
didn't have like
she's
It's
such
just
a
like her development
strong-
happened off screen.
Like,
She's such
really
a
weird.
strong-willed character in the cartoon, and to see her reduced to this is just kind of like, oh,
I'm
we're
actually
just-
throwing her
we're
in D
just-
tier.
We're just doing the Rey Skywalker thing. I'm
She's
doing
D tier for me.
too. Yeah.
The more I think
Because-
about it, the less I like
Because
her.
what they do with these titles these days, Star Wars, Last Airbender, all these big name titles, they just skip development, and they just give her the Rey Skywalker, call it good. She's powerful.
Yeah, the
she's
Mary
strong,
Sue vibe.
Like
the Rey
What's that?
Skywalker treatment's got to be my least favorite treatment, like in all
it
of
honestly ruined the
cinema
things,
and all
yeah.
of cartoon, comic media.
There's no
any
reason
media.
for like
Fucking
yeah, there's-
bullshit.
like you said, there's no development, and there's no reason
Yeah.
for her to be as good as she is, unless if it happened off screen. Which
Yeah.
they should show you that. You just can just like, oh, you just gotta accept that she's better than everybody now after
Right.
one episode.
Yeah, I might throw her in top. I'm throwing her atop of D tier as well.
All right,
Eddie
guys.
says, I
Yeah.
like this tier list thing. Hope you do more for shows and movies. Yeah, dude.
Eddie,
we
we're
definitely
ha-
will be.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm having so much fun. Like I can't.
Me
wait
I'm
too.
having such a blast.
I can't
My
wait
stream
to-
crashed twice, but it's okay. I'm back.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
So here's the defining moment. Our boy Ung.
All right.
I think
bruh.
I'm gonna come out and
I don't-
say I'm speak for all of us when I say we weren't really the biggest fans, bro.
Garbage.
It makes me really
Nah.
sad. Like
Yeah.
this is the
He
character
started
that
out
I
good,
wanted
I would
to
say.
see the most. I also agree he started out well, but I think
I don't know
that
if he did.
had a slow decline where I was kind of like, wait, are they gonna do anything
So-
with this character, or are they just gonna continue to make him mope and around and cry about? And
He's
me-
way
be
too
unlikable?
serious.
Let me
Like, the
throw
Aang
out
in the
there my
cartoon-
fate.
The Aang in the cartoon is so likable, so carefree. He's a kid. He's
Guys,
happy. He understands his responsibilities.
He's very
and
wise for
he
being a
doesn't-
kid too.
He's very wise, and he doesn't let his responsibilities weigh him down and make him like,
Whereas
mopey,
in-
crying like
in the
baby. He
live
just
action, it-
whines in every episode about his responsibility and how he's not good enough and type shit. Like
yeah,
that's not Aang.
every single episode he was saying, I'm the Avatar. I let all these people down. Like that was his
Yeah.
number one line.
You said it,
I
but you
let all these
mimicked
people
it
down.
perfectly.
You had the accent so
Like-
good too.
Yeah, I let all these people down. Like,
He doesn't even
shut
sound like
up! Fuck! I remember this moment, this pivotal moment. In the very last episode, spoilers, by the way, but in the very last episode, when everything is okay, they won that battle, he saved the day with the ocean spirit, he's standing there looking over the water kingdom, and he's like, I let them down. This was
Yeah.
my fault. It's like, bro!
It was so
Shut up!
cringe.
You just did everything you could. You sacrificed yourself for the ocean spirit. That's more than enough for the Avatar
After-
to do. And you
after-
say, I let these people down. Like,
After
shut up!
8 episodes of him saying
Saying,
these
I
people
let
down.
these people down.
he's just gonna say it again
Yes.
at the end.
So
I know!
this is
I
where
will
they
say-
really
So
ruined his character
frustrating.
too.
I will say
When
that-
he
one
go ahead.
second. I want to say
yeah.
that the kid himself is not a bad actor. When he had his
No,
happy
no, no,
scenes,
no.
I could see him being.
I
a
saw
good Aang,
Aang.
but
I
Yeah.
actually think the kid was a great actor. I think
I agree.
it was I think it was the script because the people that directed the show purposely did this. They said they wanted Aang to be more serious and
I
more
don't
gold
like it.
driven,
yeah,
and that was one of the
that's not right.
dumbest decisions in this show.
that's a show changing change right there. That changed the whole course of the. Fucking
Yeah.
show.
And I think they
Changing
forced
someone
the
like-
actor to act away. I think this actor would have done a much better job playing the Aang from the TV show. And they
Yeah.
kind of put him, I think,
Yeah.
in an uncomfortable
So-
position, having to play a more serious 12-year-old.
Like,
Agreed.
as a good actor, he did a great job playing a mopey Aang. It's just an Aang that I fucking didn't want to see. Like, it
Aang
was
is
just
not
uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. It was a new character.
Have you guys
like-
seen like interviews with
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
actor?
he's so
super
energetic.
happy and
He
excited.
acts exactly like Aang,
He seems
like in
he's
real
the
Yeah.
life.
perfect thing. Yeah.
That's why I say and agree with you, William, when I say he's an incredible actor, and he played an incredible mopey kid. That's just not Aang. He played
Yeah.
Ung. He played Ung. We now have
Ung,
three
yeah.
versions of this character. We have Aang,
Yeah.
Ong, and Ung.
Yeah.
This is I just didn't like it. Like every time I saw him, in the show, he was either saying some monologue about how he doesn't want to be the Avatar. He was attempting a one-liner that just didn't work, or he was being mopey, and it just wasn't a monologue. He was just saying, "I let these people down," and that's it.
I let these people down.
Yeah, the
He
writing
said that
really
so
So-
much.
This is something that really I hated with the writing too. When he came out, like this is when they totally like destroyed his character for me. Is when
Uh-huh.
he got done talking to Kirak, Avatar, the water guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuruk. Yeah.
Oh, I know
Sure.
where you're going. I know
Remember
where you're
when Katara is complaining about like, oh, they won't let me fight, and
Yeah, this shit was
for no
bullshit.
reason. There was no reason for this. It's out of nowhere, completely random and totally out of character. He's like, you know what? You
Well,
should
maybe
listen
you
to him.
shouldn't.
When
going. Yeah.
when she
Maybe we
said
should listen to
that she can't waterbend. So people haven't seen the show. Basically, Katara's in the point where she's not allowed to waterbend. This is before she confronts Paku and fights him to gain the right to waterbend. Aang tells her to listen to Paku and her healer teacher to just do what they say. In a very
Like,
rude
what?
way. It's totally out of character. Even for I think that was even out of character for the live action. That was really weird.
Am I gonna be crazy
Um,
by putting him in cringe?
No, he's cringe. I'm putting him in cringe. I'm putting him at the top of cringe.
He's far worse than Avatar. I mean, Avatar, Katara.
He
Yeah.
is.
Far
He
worse
is.
than Katara.
Like, guys, just
I just-
I want to preface this one more time. This kid could play a fantastic Aang from the show.
The kid is an incredible actor.
We've all seen
Oh my
interviews
god,
of him
yeah.
in the few moments in the show where he is happy and smiling and ecstatic. He
Like on,
is super believable
I like
and
that-
fun. But
I liked the kid
that's
on Kyoshi Island.
that's simply not the character that they wrote
We were
into the
given?
show,
Yeah, yeah.
which honestly sucks because it changes the entire show. Obviously, he's the
It came to a moment. It came to the point where I was like, every time Aang was on screen, it was kind of the opposite of when Sokka was on screen.
Yeah,
I just couldn't wait for him
Yeah.
to get off. I couldn't wait.
I totally
Ah,
agree.
so
It was
boring.
fucking horrible.
And
Yeah.
it's not the actor's fault either. It's like it's really
No.
this
No,
is
no, no,
purely
no.
the directors and the writers' fault.
Yeah, we can't stress enough
they
how
were
good
on
of an
crack
actor
or
the kid
something.
was and how
writing
well of a
it.
job he
I don't
did.
know. ChatGPT wrote him. That's what I think.
I don't know whose bright idea it was to change the main character and make him a sad, mopey little young boy.
Well, did
Rather
you
When
hear what they
has-
said? They were like, we want to make it the more mature and make it like Game of Thrones. But here's the
What the
thing:
fuck?
the cartoon is far more mature than this show.
Yeah,
Plus,
I
Avatar:
agree.
The Last Airbender wouldn't be Avatar: The Last Airbender without the happy, like spirit of Aang that shows you like no matter what the odds are, you can retain this level of like, optimism. He's an optimistic
we don't-
kid at the end of the day.
We don't need Katara around every bend to say, "No, Aang, don't think that." Like, it's great to an extent in the show, of
It was
course,
way
because
overdone.
it's and critical to their development as in their relationship. But it's just we don't need that around every bend. Like, it felt like every moment Aang and Katara were on screen, it was her just doing that to him, consoling him,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. Anyways,
It was.
Sadly, I think
I'm ready to
top of
move
cringe
on.
to me.
top of cringe.
Top of
Yeah.
cringe. What do you guys think? Let us know in the
Yeah.
comments below.
let us know.
I think we've.
Oh,
we've
Eddie
definitely-
says,
we've definitely shaken some things up here in the last.
yeah,
last,
I agree. Eddie's
in the main character section. We've got some in cringe. We've got some in S. We've got like we
Some
really
in D.
that's
we got
where
one
the
in Sokka
big
tier.
opinions really come in. That's what I was saying.
I
earlier,
think
was
everyone
like,
will agree with our decision on Sokka and Ozai, though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Eddie
think
says,
Zuko,
seems like
too.
a-
Well,
Eddie says seems like a Hayden Christensen situation.
Um,
Anakin and Hayden, yeah, where
yeah.
people,
It's honestly
people-
worse though too.
it's
yeah,
way
it's
worse.
worse than Hayden Christensen's situation, to be honest.
Because
actually kinda
looking
like
back,
Hayden
Hayden
Christensen.
Christensen, yeah, I adore his acting in that. And looking back, like I think that's
talking-
such on.
I'm talking about. I don't know if Eddie's referring to the new Disney Star Wars Hayden Christensen or the other, but yeah, I fucking love Hayden Christensen. Everything he's done.
Me too.
He turns it into gold.
Hayden Christensen's an incredible person, incredible actor, but he got such unregulated hate, and I really hope that doesn't happen with this character or this actor, this child actor.
You know what this is? it's not really, but it's like Finn from Star Wars. Good actor, good likable
Oh.
guy, like potential
Yeah.
through the roof.
But
Very
horrific
poorly written character.
writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Here's what angers me about this more too is like Aang's character's already been written for them,
Yeah.
and for some reason
Yeah.
they decided to make it worse. They didn't need to do that. It was already perfect.
Yeah. Also, he's the integral character in, one of the most popular cartoons of all time. So why would you really feel the need to make such a drastic change? It's not like the
Yeah.
change that they did with Sokka. Like a
I was
change
just
for the
gonna say
better
that.
for his character
Just gonna say that.
to do something different. It's changing the
They
trajectory
changed
of
Aang
the
for the
show.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
they-
too,
he's
let's talk
probably
about the fact that Aang never waterbended
Oh God.
oh,
this
dear
entire
God.
season.
Don't even remind
No.
me
Like,
about
what?
I can't even.
that. I
Like
don't
that's
even know
about the
how
I
we
think-
episode,
forgot
not
about
really the
that.
character, but it's goofy. It's dumb.
I think
It is.
Aang, he's probably my biggest complaint with the show so far. I think if
Unfortunately,
Aang's
too.
character was more true to Aang in the cartoon,
It'd be a lot
then-
better show.
then the show would be like a 7 out of 10 or 7.5 out of 10. Like even
Yeah,
closer
it
to
would
an
have been
8.
a lot better.
Even closer to an 8 because it doesn't matter so much as
I mean-
long as he is there because he's like the biggest part of the cartoon,
I gotta say,
you know?
when you have the Avatar in cringe, you know something's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Here, Matthew actually wrote this perfectly. He said, "Aang is in the show. Aang is a kid that wants to run from his responsibility. In the live action one, they decided to write him as being strictly about his responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Completely made him the
about it.
opposite.
Mhm.
And not
Also,
only is that is like he's very like negative about it too.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
not like he's like, I have this responsibility to do this, like I need to take it seriously. He's just like, I don't know how I can do this, like I don't know if I'm capable of this, like, I'm gonna do this all wrong. He's just saying that the whole show. It's horrible.
It's so exhausting.
Eddie,
Again, guys,
oh,
don't
just-
hate on the actor. We thank the
Yeah.
actors.
Oh,
actually
of
really
course
great.
not. I think
But-
the
Just
actor's
to clear the
incredible.
This was like
as
in the
well.
writing.
Eddie's referring to the old Star Wars. I got you, Eddie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
figured-
yeah.
I
I thought
figured.
so. With the way
Agreed,
people
bro.
were hating on Hayden for no point, for no reason.
Agreed.
But,
So yeah, here's our list.
I think there's huge potential with the season 2.
Yeah, this might be one of the situations where season one's the worst. A lot of times with the
Mhm.
situation, season one is the worst with live action,
Uh-huh.
and then it gets better with 2 and 3.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope with season 2, they pick something to focus on. They don't try to stuff every little thing into this. They need to
Agreed.
focus on the core goal, the main
think
thing
they-
that drives the story. So season 2 is going
Yeah.
to be Zuko and Iroh's development, and then Aang learning earthbending. That's like what it
Yeah.
should be about.
Yeah, Zuko, Iroh, Aang learning earthbending,
And water.
and then they meet together at Bossing Sand.
Yeah, and
that's
water
it.
building because they skipped that.
Yeah,
this season.
apparently waterbending as well.
Apparently, seeing Azula was more important than Aang learning waterbending.
yeah.
Fuck no.
Freaking
Those
stupid.
those
Dude, they-
three
they could've-
things should. Go ahead.
They could have taken all the Azula scenes and that whole plot line out, and instead just put that in with Aang learning waterbending from Katara and at the Northern Water Tribe, and that would have.
The show would go up like a half a point, like
Yeah.
immediately.
You know what's
Oh.
really sad about this is they have the most perfect cast. Somehow they found people like they all look like the people in the cartoon,
Yeah.
which is super impressive.
They're all.
They all
decent
have
actors.
some. A lot of them, I think, are actually like some form of like martial artists as well.
Right.
Like they have the most perfect cast almost, and
Mhm.
they've really ruined. They really dropped like they ruined it with step one, which is Ratchet writing the script. The scenes were all beautiful,
Right.
maybe a little too perfect sometimes, but with the clothing
CGI
and
was-
everything being clean.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
CGI might have been a little over the top as well.
CGI was
but-
good until it wasn't. There was some scenes
Yeah.
where it was like, okay,
Like
Come on.
I almost feel like they didn't like. It was a $120 million budget, so about $15 million per episode, and I feel like none of that budget went into the writing. Like I'm having a hard time seeing where that money went. obviously went into a lot of it with CGI, but like almost none of it went into the writing. I feel like it's like I told when we were watching this, I was like saying I felt like ChatGPT wrote the script.
Yeah.
Like it's that bad.
We were also saying that our theory is that the budget went into all the washing machines to keep all their clothes clean, because they were all spotless throughout the entire show until they
way too clean too. The clothing was perfect, but it needed to be dirty. Everything was way too clean.
Yeah, it definitely took me out. I don't know about you guys, but for the first few episodes, I was like, this is taking me out of it. Like, why the fuck do they just look like they got
the hair's perfect, clothes like, perfectly clean,
just deep cleaned all their garments of clothing? Like,
yeah, like someone would fall over and get dirty, then the next scene they'd be clean. It was very weird.
Well, they just had like 3 million just different versions of the same outfit. Like that's where the budget went, to the seamstress building all these fucking outfits for them.
It's really, I feel like a lot of budget too went into maybe paying the directors and like the actors and stuff.
Yeah,
probably.
Like, because I feel like not much of the budget actually went into the creation of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really, really disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's huge potential with season 2, and I agree, William. I think the number one focus should be simultaneously Zuko and Iroh, and then Aang learning earthbending, and then they meet in the middle at Ba Sing Se. And I think that's
how you do it.
I think that's really all they should do.
Season 3 is gonna have to be really good for this show to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential though, I'd say, at the end of the day.
I'd say they haven't totally fucked it up.
No, and I think they need to learn. I think they need to learn a lot from what fans are saying, primarily about Aang.
They need to change Aang fucking fast, or else I'm
yeah. They need to change Aang fast, or the show will continuously get worse and worse, no matter how good the story writing is. Just because Aang is the story, you know what I mean?
If Aang was very similar to Aang from the cartoon, I would have enjoyed it
so much better.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said it would have probably gone up to an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like,
here's the thing: the directors did this. They literally like pride themselves on making this change.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, yeah, the cartoon's just made for kids, you know. So I wanted to make it more mature for like a Game of Thrones audience.
That is so goofy.
And it was a very irritating thing to hear, because after watching this show, the cartoon is simultaneously more fun and more mature than this
watching
live
that
action by far.
Watching season 2, you and I watching season 2 recently, this is not just a kids show, bruh. Like, I'm gonna be watching this shit when I'm in my mid 60s and 70s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is not just a kids show whatsoever.
The directors, I don't know what they were saying. A little biased, I think. A little too, because there's that attitude out there, you know, with people that's like, oh, well, it's a cartoon, so it's made for kids. I feel like that has something to play with it.
Oh yeah.
This idea that like live action is like the peak and something isn't as good just because it's a cartoon.
Right.
Which unfortunately is a little more common of a mentality than I would like to see.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think in general the animes don't really lend themselves to become live action adaptations. Like
yeah, time and time again we've been shown that.
For the most part, it's like, why do I need to see this live action? Like, it's kind of going to take away from the mysticism and the fantasy of an anime, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, what sucks about it is the potential is always there, because like this is a great story, but the directors always want to like change it and make it their own, and they always do it in a terrible way.
Right.
I think
they take out what made it good.
Also, there's the line that you have to walk to between trying to make it not corny and tacky, having it be, you know, a cartoon with, you know, fire bending and water bending and all these crazy different outfits and like shit. Like, you don't want to make it corny.
Yeah.
It's easy to make it look tacky and corny.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, just with anime in general, you know, you have characters with like pink hair
and that's some of the things they should change in live action, that the director should be comfortable changing, is making it feel like real life. Yes. And that's like the issue. It's like they focus too much on changing the story and then keeping all the other stuff the same as the cartoon, when it should be backwards. I feel like they should focus on the core story because that's what's good. You don't need to make anything special. This is not your show. This is, you know,
The
what someone
original
else wrote.
creators.
Your job
Yeah.
is to reimagine this in live action so people can re-experience it. And because
Right.
it's cool. I wanted to re-experience this in live action,
Mhm.
but they always want to like ruin it for some reason
Mm.
and add their own tropes to the storytelling, like the core of the storytelling. If they did the side stuff, it'd be okay, but they like would modify the core of the storytelling, and it just ruins everything.
Mm.
Sorry, this went into a little more of a review of the of the show and not the
Yeah.
actors.
Well, either way,
Eddie brought up something that I was gonna mention with the One Piece live action,
Mm.
going back to transitioning cartoons and animes into live action. Like, it's the good as as good as it's gonna get is the One Piece live action, and then below that is this.
I heard that
Like,
was good,
yeah,
pretty good for what they did.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's good for what you can do with the live action and a show of that depth. Same here. And what they could have done to just make it even better is make it maybe 10 or 12 episodes instead of 8. Like, you're just trying to cram so much into so little with so little time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they
Which
added
you see
extra scenes
all-
with Azula.
you see that all
Oh
the
my
time
God,
too.
yeah.
Like, these days, there's so many adaptations that
I
we
mean,
got 8 episodes.
It's almost
Or
like they didn't
just-
care about the pacing at all.
I'm
They
Even
just wanted to
one
shove in as
extra
much as they wanted
episode.
to.
even one extra episode would have been completely fine with me.
well,
You know the ending?
Like,
yeah.
The ending of the show was like the most anticlimactic thing I've ever experienced.
the best thing about the ending of the show was the way it looked. It was
It was
very
so
beautiful.
subpar. Like
It was, yeah.
the
best
music
part
was worse. Aang's voice was worse in the Avatar state. I was
Yeah.
like so bored.
The best part about the ending was the way the ocean spirit looked. That thing looked badass, and
It
I
looked like-
liked.
It looked like Godzilla. That's what it looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked the coloring
Anyways,
in the
Back to
dark blue with the light blue. It's cool. But I
Back
like
to
Zuko versus
Adam-
Zhao too.
Adaptations and stuff like that is like you see it so often these days. Is like
Oh my God, the Death Note adaptation. Does anybody remember
and
that?
they're never good.
no, I'm
Like
kind of
the potential is always there.
like with all these like Disney Plus shows, for example, all the adaptations of these cartoons and books and stuff, they always
Yeah.
cut themselves short. They like with the Obi-Wan show, 8 episodes. There's not enough. There's simply not enough time in 8 episodes to tell a story that you want to, that is worth telling. You know,
Yeah, it's like it might as well just be a movie.
it might as well just be a movie.
Percy Jackson had 8 episodes as well.
Eddie, I think a Naruto live action is already confirmed. I think
It
that
is,
is
yeah.
actually happening. So
You're right.
that's actually
Oh,
kind of
God.
fucking crazy.
They're going to
That's-
cram in
that's-
so much.
That's gonna be crazy. What the
So
fuck?
much filler in that show.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
gonna cut
I-
all the filler out.
I won't
for
be-
sure.
I'll be blown away if they make that work.
Me too. Man, we'll do a watch party for that. yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. We had a lot of fun making this. I want to do like Star Wars movies rankings, character rankings from Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, movie rankings. Like seriously, drop your comments. What do you guys want to see? I think we all had a lot of fun doing this. I myself love making tier lists, love making lists. So we could all talk about this stuff for ages. And I think this is gonna.
And
be
of
something
course,
that-
let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? Where would you rank the characters, you know?
Yeah,
If you made it this far, thank you. This ended up being a much longer video than we actually expected,
man. We talked
probably.
about Avatar: The Last Airbender for 2 hours.
It was like, oh, this would be a 30-minute video before
Yeah.
we started this. It ended up being 2 hours long.
Now we know we can fill up a 2-hour-long stream with any one of these tier lists.
Yeah.
Eddie, I'd have to agree, but I don't. Percy Jackson was just kind of underwhelming, considering how good the book was.
That's a story
Um,
for another.
yeah.
stream.
Eddie says, I thought Percy Jackson was good. Obi-Wan had too much focus on Leia and Reva. That is 100% true. Okay, I can't even get into it.
Yeah, we gotta save that for another episode.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But I do agree Percy Jackson was good, just underwhelming.
So honestly, guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys good to call it here?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am.
All right, sweet. Yeah. Thank you guys. Like William said, leave a comment, like, subscribe.
Please.
Tell us what you think of our ranking.
Give
Where
us
would you put these
kisses.
characters? We've got
I'm
some
very curious to see what people would put
we've
these
got some
characters.
controversial opinions. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. Anything else you guys want to say?
No, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like us, you know what to do. How to follow and everything.
Yes,
See you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.